Brothers, how are y'all doing? All praises. I like that force, that power over there. The women were, I don't know. But all praise to the Lord. We're going to celebrate. Well, we are celebrating the Feast of Hanukkah. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The forefathers, Mattathias, Judah Maccabee. And we're going to enter into the discussion examining what is the abomination of desolation. I said devastation. It's desolation. What is the abomination of desolation? And I want to open up with Matthew 13 in verse 10. We got some water? Some water, please. Y'all know I'm old. I'm up in age. Come on, help me out. It's okay. Who's reading for me, Yuri?
Yes, sir.
Where are you?
Right here, sir.
All right. That's Yuri. That's Officer Yuri. This is cold. We don't have room temperature? Oh, okay. All right.
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
I'm sorry, Yuri. Captain RA is disturbing me. And hold on. Go ahead, talk. Read again.
Yes, sir. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
All right. So another word for parables. Parable is an illustrated story. Another word for that is allegory. Another word for that is similitude. Another word for that is proverb. Read again.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
So the Lord gave the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven to the disciples. He didn't teach all Israel plainly, but he spoke to the disciples plainly. Go ahead. That's what I asked. Why do you speak to the people in illustrated stories, in allegories, in metaphors, in similitudes? Why don't you talk plainly? Read it again.
He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
Why? Because they are the teachers. They are the instructors. They are the guiders. Go ahead.
But to them,
but to the rest of Israel,
it is not given.
Why wasn't it given unto them? Because of order. There had to be order. There are teachers, there are disciples. The word disciples means students. Everybody's not the teacher, okay? And the Lord knows how our people are. As soon as you create an organization amongst black people, what does every black person want to do? Be the HNIC. That's why Christ said, no, I'm not telling all of them plainly. I'm only telling y'all because y'all the teachers. I'm setting you up as the guiders, as the instructors, as the leaders. What verse was that, Yuri?
Verse 11.
Jump down to verse 34.
Verse 34. All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables.
All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables. Go ahead.
And without a parable,
and without an illustrated story,
spake he not.
This is the foremother Eve, painted when, Yuri?
1547 through 1551.
Now, this was in Russia. Can we take a look at the foremother Eve, please? What do y'all see there? The black woman. Eve was never painted as a Caucasian. Never. Not until the white man got in full rulership. Then he hid all these images. Give me number 3. So, can you bring it in? Yes, thank you. You got here the Israelites. In captivity. Look at it. How are you going to have multitudes of wives and you slaving like this? It don't make no damn sense. These are the Israelites, and this is on the tomb of Rechmir. Give me the next image, please. Number 4. Here we got some more Israelites in captivity. I hope everybody can see that these are black people, black and brown people. Right, because the loincloth is white. Thank you, Captain. You're very observant. I appreciate that. The loincloth is white, but the skin is dark brown. Give me the image number 5, please. Zoom in. Okay, now you got on the left, you got Abraham and Isaac. Isaac and Jacob holding the 12 patriarchs that Jacob had. Okay. You got the 6 on that side and 6 on the other. And in the background, you got the tree of Jesse in the back, go in the back. Right there. That's good stuff right there. Y'all making New York look bad now. What the hell is this? Wow, that's the tree of Jesse. Jesse is the forefather of King David. That's him right there. Then you got John the Baptist to the right. You know, I'm really thinking that might be Christ with the cross holding it there. I think that's Christ, actually. I really think that's Christ because John didn't deal with the cross. So, yeah, I got to look at it again, but I believe that's Christ. I do believe that is Christ holding the cross. Okay, I have to look at it again. You got the angels, black, right there, black angels, which are Raphael and Uriel. Then between them, you have Mary. That's Mary, and you got the other angel there. All black people. Get mad if you want. I don't give a damn.
That's right.
You got your lips stuck out because you don't like images. You don't like black images. That's your problem. Let's go back to Egypt in image number 6. These are Israelites, black women and black men on the tombs in Egypt. Okay? Give me the next image, please. You see a black man right there. Let's zoom in and see who this gentleman is. This warrior is. Zoom at the bottom, please. I want to see who that is. Can you read that, Yuri?
The forefather Joshua.
That's Joshua of the tribe of Ephraim. Y'all see that? When was that painted?
Middle third quarter of the 16th century.
Middle third quarter of the 16th century in Russia. Can we look at Joshua of the tribe of Ephraim? There you go. Talk about it, somebody. Look at that. You ain't never seen that in your church. Right. All you seen all your life was white folks with red skin and yellow hair, blue and green, Alaskan Malamute eyes. That's all you seen. Get mad. I don't care. Give me the next one, please. You got 2 black angels right here guarding the gates. Can we see who that is? Can we zoom in at the bottom? Yuri, who is that?
Wings, the archangels. Wings of a triptych. Second half of the 13th century. Mm-hmm. Preserved at Mashkavarashi.
Second half?
Yes, sir.
You
opposite.
Okay over there?
Descent of the Holy Ghost.
Okay, not that one.
Yes,
so this one just says 2 archangels. These are the angels that are guarding 2 of the gates that you read about in is it Revelation 20? 21? Thank you. Revelation 21. You ain't getting by them trying to sneak in. You know, people bug me out. They mad because we teach that about Northern Kingdom being a Latinos, okay? What are you going to do with Isaiah 11 then? Where it talks about Israel coming from Assyria and Pathros and Cush and where else did it name? Hamath and Elam. Elam is India. What are you Israelites going to get pissed at that? Guess what? If they're not Israel, they're not getting through the gate. So what you so mad about? You sitting there and all furious because we got some little light of recognition. Everybody, all Israelites are pissed off. Right. Don't y'all realize that a win for us is a win for you?
That's right.
What's wrong with you? Who raised you? Some of y'all insane in the membrane. You just hate. We wasn't mad when the brother Ronald Dalton got light. All praises to the Most High. We understood a win for him is a win for us.
That's right.
I don't know what's wrong with some of y'all. I really don't. Yes, sir.
And not to say when that other camp won that court case, we congratulated them.
That's
right.
And
they speak much evil of us because we understand that the win is all glory to the Most High. That's right. And Christ. That's where all the glory goes. So if you see that the Most High is using us as a tool to bring about the kingdom, take advantage of that to help push the gospel forward. It's just some hating people.
That's right. Hating people. Hate. Give me image number 9, please. I got enough light on me. I'm getting darker and darker. The hell, I'm matching my hair. What the hell? Can we, like the angels, yeah. Can we zoom in on the picture, please? Yeah. Well, let's look at what's the wording at the bottom first. Can you read that, Yuri?
Yes, sir. Nativity of Christ.
The nativity of Christ. Okay, can we go up now and look at it? Zoom in on the picture. Can y'all see? Y'all see Mary in the center. You see, that's Mary in the center. To the left, my left, is Christ in the manger. Go over, he was right there. Go right, there's the baby in the manger. You got the wise men around him. Now, the wise men, as you all know, came when he was 2. When you read in the book of Matthew, Christ was 2 years old, already running to the door. He wasn't in the manger when the wise men came. Can you go up? Okay. You got, I'm not sure what this one is, but I see on the right, I see the angel right there talking with, can we see who the angel's talking to? Go down just a little bit, over. I'm assuming that's either Mary or Joseph. I'm not sure. Maybe Mary, because who spoke to Mary? It was Gabriel spoke to Mary. Then there was an angel that spoke to Joseph in a dream. Okay, like Joseph dream. That might be I can't. The image is not that clear there, so I can't really see exactly what it is. But the point is, y'all see the black and brown images. That's the point. Give me the next image, number 10, please. This is the transfiguration, where you have Christ in the center. Can we get the words first? Are the words at the bottom, or there's no words? No, okay. Sir. This is the transfiguration. Christ is in the center. You have Moses on my right there. He has the tablets in his hand. And you have Elijah on my left, right there. That's Elijah. At the bottom, sleeping, you have the 3 favorite disciples of Christ, Peter, James, and John. Those were his top 3 that he had loved. Okay, Peter, James, and John. And what do you notice? They're all black. These were old paintings found and dug up in Russia, in the cathedrals, because we ruled Russia. Okay, give me the next image, please, number 11. Can we get the bottom wording? Read that.
Descent of the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm. Descent of the Holy Ghost. You see with the crown there, that's Christ, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And I don't want to insult anybody because they say I'm very insulting. Okay, Yahushai, Yahshua. That's who that is. We all right now? We good? We good now. Yahushai, Yahshua. That's him with the crown. Black skin. And around him, can we pull back? Are the 12 disciples. Those are the 12. You have 6 on one side and 6 on the other. No Caucasians. No Caucasians. Can we get the next image, please? Number 12. This is the crucifixion. If you notice, the loincloth is white. But you see the skin is brown, dark brown. Y'all see that, right? You have brown angels flying around. That's right, those are the angels. Brown. Don't get mad at me, I didn't paint this. Then around the cross, you have Mary right there with the halo. The women that followed behind Christ and supported the ministry. You have John on the right. Pull over, that's John. And you have one of the centurions. It may be, now this is just my opinion, that may be Cornelius. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean a hill of beans. Give me the next image. Okay, can we see who that is on the bottom left? Bottom left. Does it say bottom left? Can we read who that is, Yuri?
Yes, sir. The holy apostles Peter and Paul with scenes from their lives.
So this is the apostle Peter and Paul. Pull back. That, not too much. I want Peter and Paul you see Peter and Paul in the center. These are black-skinned men, black men. Remember, Paul was mistaken as an Egyptian. Okay? Now go down directly to the bottom. They show you the crucifixion of Peter. He was crucified upside down. Do y'all see that? Thank you. Peter was crucified upside down, as was his wife. That's right. His wife was crucified as well. As a matter of fact, she was crucified first. Okay. When you go along the pattern around the edges, it shows Peter and Paul teaching. Okay. Everybody see that, right? All right. All praise. Give me the next image, please. Number 13. Okay. Now this is on the Varane in Romania. You have Christ in the center, Yahushua, Yahshua in the center. In the center. I'm trying to make peace with these people. Right. God, I know they don't want peace, but I'm going to give it an effort. This is Yahushua, Yahshua, Christ I'm saying Christ for people that don't know. I got to say that. I got to keep saying it. Around him are the archangels. Y'all see them, right? Black men. Look at the power emanating from Messiah. That's power emanating. Yes, sir.
Some of these images that you're showing from the artwork, these were painted by Edomites.
These were painted by Israelites.
All of them.
All of them. All of them. Every one.
All praise.
Every last one. You think the white man's going to paint the Son of God as a black man? They hate us. I hope y'all realize that. They can't stand us. The hell is this?
Hope y'all getting it.
Give me the next one, please. Number 15. This was in Spain. This is when we ruled Spain from 711 to the early 1400s. All right, you see Christ in the center, cherubims beside him, and archangels around them. Black images. I hope y'all see what we see. You can be fooled if you want by these Caucasian images. Give me the next one, please. Here's another one. This was an image that they carved of Christ. You can look at the nose. Look at the beard. Some of it was plucked off, pulled from his face, like you read in Isaiah. A black man, and they keep these things hidden very well. Very, very well. Give me the next one. So what happened? Well, this is what happened. This is why your sons and daughters believe Jesus was white. Christ was white. You see in the foreground, the white man, Greek Orthodox, painting over the black images. It's called iconoclasm.
So when they, in their Renaissance period, when they began to take the artwork, they took all this artwork that was drawn by us. Look at him. He's sitting there looking at one and recreating it to look like them.
Exactly. This is the evidence that they've always hated the way we look. Right. This is crafty counsel to keep us asleep. Okay, you see the one above it. He got a paintbrush in his hand and paint to the side of him. Okay, to paint over the images. That's what they are hired to iconoclast. That's what they were hired to do. Then these images show up in our textbooks, in our churches, and we go, oh, white people, how grand. Oh, daddy, what color is Jesus? He's white, baby. Really? Yes, like all the holy people of God are white people with no biblical proof. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Take it off the screen now. All right. So just the other day, our brother, Jason Whitlock, he had an interview with me and accused me and the rest of Israelites of racial idolatry. Racial idolatry. That's what he accused us of. He claimed we worship our complexion and that our complexion is what will save us. Now, we've never taught that at all. Never taught that. Can you read out, Yuri? Can you get Isaiah 43 and 3? Just to prove it's not about our complexion. Not so much. Read that, Yuri.
Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 3. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel.
I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel. Go ahead.
Thy Savior. Mm-hmm. I gave Egypt for thy ransom.
I gave Egypt for thy ransom. Egypt was a Nilotic, Hamitic, black skin race, just like us. They look very similar, except for the phenotypes. These are Nilotes, but they were black skin as well. God said, I gave them for your ransom. When you ransom something, you give them up. You destroy them. Read.
Ethiopia and Seba for thee.
He gave up Ethiopia and Seba for us. So he got rid of 3 black nations to redeem us from slavery. It has nothing to do with our complexion. It has everything to do with our lineage, our ancestry, our seed. Does everybody understand that? Okay, was that it, Yuri?
Yes, sir.
So God destroyed 3 black nations to save another black and brown nation, the nation of Israel. So now let's talk about, for brief, true racial idolatry. Give me Revelation 13. Revelation 13, all I want, Yuri, is verse 7 and 8 to explain racial identity. Idolatry, I'm sorry. Racial idolatry. I got this word. Racial idolatry. Come on, Yuri.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 7.
Come on.
And it was given unto him.
The him is the so-called white man. Write this down. It started with Rome, Spain, and Portugal. Rome, Spain, and Portugal. Rome gave the order. Portugal and Spain carried it out. They were the first ones. Read again, Yuri.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to
They made war with us. Spain and Portugal made war with us, followed by the Dutch, followed by the English. They made war with us. Go ahead.
And to overcome them.
When it says and to overcome them, they conquered us and enslaved us. Everybody understand that, right? Go ahead.
And power was given him over all kindreds.
And not only that, when they came in power as Britain took over everything. Read that part again.
And power was given him over all kindreds.
Over all kindreds. Not only did they conquer the Israelites, Britain took over India, they took over China, they took over Japan, they took over everything. That's when you'll see those Jet Li movies. It's during the Boxers' Rebellion, and they're always fighting against the British to get them out of the land. Everybody understand that? Okay, read that again, Yuri. I'm sorry.
And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall what?
Worship him.
Worship him. You got to emphasize him. It ain't saying worship everybody on the planet. It's talking about a specific race that he's calling him. This is your Caucasian. This is Rome, Spain, Portugal, the Dutch, which is the Netherlands and Amsterdam. This is the English, the British, America. This is the him. Read it again, Yuri.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Read.
Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
Now, am I lying? Let's see if I'm lying. Come on, not Yuri. Officer Alicia. Put it on the screen, please. All that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. That's the him. This is racial idolatry. Where you got black nations worshiping Caucasians. Look at this. I hope you're watching, Jason Whitlock, my brother. Give me the next image, please. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Look at this, look at this. Black people kissing images of the Virgin Mary. She's so holy. You can't make this stuff up. Give me the next image, please. Here we go. You got some more of the other nations. Zoom in on that damn devil on the bottom there. Worshiping, kissing the white man as Jesus. You can't make this stuff up. Give me the next image, please. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, look at this. This is your friend, Kirk Franklin, kissing the hand of Billy Graham. Kirk Franklin, the gospel singer of the ages, kissing the hand of the dirty white man. You know, do you want a revolution? Right.
Bishop, look at Esau's countenance.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, do it again. Say it again.
But look at the arrogance. Like, you better kiss my ring.
That's right.
because they're in that place of rulership. They say, listen, my image is everywhere in the earth. I am set up for you to be kissing my hand and licking my damn boots.
Yep. Exactly. You said something? Who says? Oh, so you said something? Okay. So you got, now, this is what Christianity and gospel is all about. People ask me, what's wrong with gospel music? Gospel music is glorifying white supremacy. Christianity glorifies white supremacy and democracy. It has nothing to do with the love of our race, our people, nothing at all. It's all about the glory of the white man, worshiping him. The white man ain't even got to wash his hands or nothing when he used the bathroom. The hell is this? Give me now. And it gets worse. Racial idolatry gets worse. Give me the next image, please. Oh yeah, zoom in. This is what Christianity has done to our. That's Vibes Cartel. There's Benjamin. There was nothing wrong with the brother on the left. There was nothing wrong, Bishop Kenai, with the brother on the left. What's wrong with his skin?
Scattered Judah.
You hear this? Christianity has taught him to despise himself so much, he went and got cream to change his image. And his lips, too. What the hell is that? He looked like a zombie. This is racial idolatry. Why idolatry? Because he wants to look like the white man. Give me the next one, please. Simeon, Santo Domingo of the tribe of Simeon. Julio, what you say? You see that? And this is our people. There was nothing wrong with Sammy Sosa. Nothing wrong with him on the left at all. But Christianity taught him to hate himself and to worship him, look like him. And he bleached and dyed his skin. This is unbelievable. Racial idolatry. Give me the next image, please. Now, this brother's name I forgot. I can't remember. Anybody remember his name? You said Black Knees. That's his name? Black Knees? What the hell is this? No, this guy, he's a famous guy, and I can't remember his name, though. He's Haitian. He's Haitian. C'est passé ma boulée. Look at this. Shame, shame, shame. Daggone. They getting on Levi. There was nothing wrong with his complexion on the left, but Christianity taught him to worship him. Okay, I don't want to show this next image, but I got to be fair. Show me the next image. Oh, God. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. My brother Michael Jackson, there was nothing wrong with him on the left. Nothing at all. But remember, he was a devout Jehovah's Witness. And Christianity taught him to worship him. He carved his nose, carved his face, changed his hair, his lips, his eyebrows, his eyelashes, everything. Oh, Lord, give me the next image, please. Here we go, some more. There was nothing wrong with her beside those eyelashes on the left. There was nothing wrong with Little Kim. But now she looks like the Cheshire Cat with the Chinese eyes and the nose and I don't know, they bleached the skin to worship him. Give me the next image. This is racial idolatry. This is, now is she Benjamin?
Hell no, Bishop.
She ain't Benjamin? She Judah?
You know she Judah.
Oh, man. Nobody knows. Our friend, what's her name? Serena Williams. There was nothing wrong with her on the left. Nothing aside from the perm, but it's all right. On the right, she looks on the right. I don't know. She's covering up the black needle because y'all know that bleach don't work on the knees. It don't work on your knees and your elbows and knuckles and the back of your neck. She changed her eyes, everything. She looks scary now. She still got them strong hands.
She looked like the woman from The Wiz. Remember the lion?
Oh, yeah.
I know all the younger people don't know what I mean. She looks like on Broadway.
Give me the next image. Now, I forgot her name. She's Haitian. See the nose? She got that strong nose. Look at her hands. Her hands don't match her face. She started to do the hands.
She's mismatched.
Oh, man. But this is racial idolatry. She even got yellow hair. Oh, Serena has yellow hair too. I forgot to even mention that. Yellow hair. Can y'all, Yuri, give me that about the yellow hair in Leviticus 13. I need you to see what the Bible says about yellow hair. Leviticus 13, is it 40 or is it 30? I can't remember. 30, it's been a while.
Yes, sir. Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 30. Then the priest shall see the plague.
Can we read you read it? We don't.
And behold, if it be...
I want the verse above it.
Yes, sir. Verse 29. If a man or a woman have a plague upon the head or the beard.
Have a plague upon the hair or the beard. Go ahead.
Then the priest shall see the plague. And behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair.
If the priest found a yellow thin hair, go ahead.
Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
You're unclean if you got yellow thin hair. Go ahead.
It is a dry skull, even a leprosy upon the head or beard.
That's leprosy. We've never been taught that in Sunday school. We've never been taught that in church. So our sisters dye their hair yellow. It's not just the sisters. I've seen brothers dye their hair yellow too. Okay, and I'm not talking about if you were born with, because some of our people I've seen are born with yellow hair. It's still unclean hair, but they were born like that. Not you trying to push that image. That's unclean. That's leprosy of the hair. Does everybody understand that? Give me the next image, please. If none of you have seen this movie, write it down. Imitation of Life. Excellent movie. They have two versions of it. I believe one was done in the 30s and the other one was done in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. But it's about a black woman, as you see right there on the left. She had a daughter that was able to pass for white. And they asked her, a man asked her, was her father white? She said no, she just came out like that. And I've seen many people come out extremely light-skinned who have a black mother and black father. And in the movie, she wanted to date a white man and she passed off as white. And then it came out that she was white. The white boy beat her behind, beat her silly. And the mother came to find her, and she cursed her mother. I know I'm telling you the movie, but it's good. Y'all got to see it. I was welled up in tears. Cursed her black mother out. If you see me, walk your black behind on the other side of the street. I don't want nobody to know you're my mother. She was so ashamed. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was cursing the TV out. Y'all got to see this film. I'm telling you, it's very, very good. All right, where we at now? All right, we're going to move on now. Give me Proverbs. Thank you. Give me Proverbs 3:31.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
I want everybody to hear. The Bible says, envy thou not the oppressor. When you envy the oppressor, you want to look like him. You want to be him. You want to walk like him. You want to talk like him, just like him or her. Read it again.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Choose none of his ways. You want his religions. You want his politics. You want his holidays. You want his woman. You want his man, her man. You want to be them. Read it again, Yuri.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
The Bible says, choose none of his ways. 1 Maccabees 4:15, please. I'm sorry. 2 Maccabees 4. I apologize. My mistake. Thank you.
2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers.
The Israelites did not set by the honors of their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Malachi, Ezekiel, Christ. We didn't set by Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses, Joshua. We didn't set by them. Read it again.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
We like the glory of the Grecians, the white man, best of all. What is this describing? Racial idolatry. Racial idolatry. We wanted to be like the white man. Go ahead.
By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them.
And because we worship him, the white man, sore calamity came upon us as a people. Go ahead.
For they had them to be their enemies and avengers.
They were the white man was always our enemies and avengers. Go ahead.
Whose custom they followed so earnestly.
We follow their customs so earnestly. Go ahead.
And unto whom they desire to be like in all things.
We desire to be like the white man in all things. What do you eat? How do you dress? How do you wear your hair? What gods do you worship? What political systems do you have? We wanted to be like him in all things. Assimilation, racial idolatry. Okay? We didn't want to even keep God's holidays. Okay? But instead we wanted to celebrate Caucasian holidays of oppression. If you didn't realize it, Memorial Day is in celebration of all the wars the white man won. 4th of July is in honor of their independence from Britain, the War of Independence. We want to celebrate that. That had nothing to do with us. Thanksgiving was their destruction of the tribe of Gad, Reuben, and Issachar, the destruction of the American Indians, the indigenous Indians, the destruction of our brothers. We wanted to celebrate that. Now you got lying Christians say, oh, no, it's just about giving God thanks for good things in your life. That's a lie, black woman. Stop your lies. I always hear black women say that. It's just about celebrating good things God gave us. We just thank God. You're a liar. Why I got to be on that day, at that moment, eat that course of food that the white man said you're a black liar. Stop your lies. Then you got Christmas. Oh, yes, that's a holiday of our destruction as well. This is why in Netherlands they got Zwarte Piet, which in America we call the elves. The elves, which represents black people, were Santa Claus slaves. Here comes Santa Claus, going down, dun, dun, dun. That's what the holiday's about. Where they destroyed us, that's when they gave gifts one to another on Christmas Day, stemming from the time of Nimrod on up. And then you got in church, oh, it's for the children. Oh, it's the birth of Jesus. What scripture is that? I'm sorry, what scripture was that? Oh, it's not in the Bible. It's a day of our destruction. Days we celebrate of oppression. Jeremiah 17:4, please.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So the Lord prophesied that the Israelites would discontinue from the heritage he gave us. Discontinue from our identity, our nationality. We wouldn't know our country, our language, our culture. We would lose it all. Read again.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
That's where we're living now. We're serving our enemies in a land. Thank you. Put that on the screen. You can put it on the screen. This is in the Netherlands and in Amsterdam. This is Zwarte Piet. Pete was the servant to Saint Nick, Santa Claus. In America, over here, they don't deal with Zwarte Piet. They say, call it the elves. Just use elves. But this is what it represented. Okay. Was there any other images you had, Elisha, regarding that? Any other images? Do you have Saint Nick? Okay. Thank you. Yuri, read that again. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger.
Yuri, Elisha, go down. Down, right. Go over to the right, go up. I want that one and the one beside it. That's Saint Nick and Zwarte Piet, the elf. That's Saint Pete and Zwarte Piet. Zwarte Piet means black Pete. It's a little blurry, but it's okay. Put it on the screen. These was Santa Claus, Saint Nick, and his slaves. This is when they conquered the Moors in Spain and Portugal. And this was their Christmas celebration. Give me the next one. That's Santa Claus, Saint Nick with Zwarte Piet. Okay? In blackface, with white people with blackface on, mocking us. All over Europe, right. And like I said, here in America, they use elves to hide it more cleverly. They don't want Judah to wake up over here. They said, if we use that Zwarte Piet over here, them Negroes just might wake up. Yeah, he got fringes on. See that fringes on the blue? Thank you. Y'all see that? They know exactly what they're doing. That's fringes recorded in Numbers 15, verse 38 down. Okay, Yuri, did you finish that?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Mm-hmm. So, the holiday that we're going to deal with, give me John 10, verse 22. We're going to deal with the holiday the Lord gave us called the Feast of Dedication. In Hebrew, it's called Hanukkah, which means Feast of Dedication. Read that, Yuri.
John chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the Feast of the Dedication.
The Feast of the Dedication.
And it was winter.
And it was winter. It's a winter holiday.
And Jesus walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
And Jesus observed it by when he went into the temple, because they were celebrating the Feast of Dedication. Now, the Feast of Dedication you can read about in brief, listen to my words, in brief in Daniel chapter 11. In brief. But in fullness, you can read about it in 1 Maccabees chapter 4. You can read about it in fullness. That's why when Christians say, oh, the Apocrypha is not canon, disregard everything they say. It is hot in here, sis. I agree. Can y'all put some AC on? I see the sister fanning. I'm fanning too. That's why I keep drinking water. I mean, what the hell? I'm trying not to pass out over here. All right. Give me Matthew 24 and verse 15.
Matthew.
Wait, let me check my underarms. Ain't no stains under there, right, from sweat. Okay, I'm all right. Thank you. All praise. That was nasty, but it's all right. Matthew 24.
Chapter 24, verse 15. Mm-hmm. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand.
Now, Christ said, when you see the abomination of desolation, stand in the holy place that Daniel spoke of. Let him that readeth understand. Understand why? Why would he say that? Well, Christ said that because Daniel prophesied about the abomination of desolation twice. He prophesied during the time of the Greeks. Listen good to what I'm saying. The Greeks, and I'm going to read about that now. Give me Daniel. Let's start with Daniel 8. Daniel 8, viewer, we're going to start with verse 11.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 11.
Wait, let me get it. I'm kind of slow. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 11. Go ahead.
Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host.
This is Antiochus or Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth. Go ahead.
And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away.
And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away. He made a law forbidding the Israelites to sacrifice the lambs or the goat or the oxen to the Lord of heaven and earth. Go ahead.
In the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
And they cast down the sanctuary. Go ahead. That was it, verse 11, right?
Yes, sir.
We're going to read down to 14.
Verse 12. And a host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression.
The host that was given to him, write this down. The host, because I think Deacon Malachi went over it, Malachiah went over it yesterday. The host that was given to him against the daily sacrifice was a group of Israelites that hated their own people. Okay? Hey, real quick, give me that in 1 Maccabees. I just got to prove it. Give me that in 1 Maccabees about many also of the Israelites consented.
141.
Find it for me.
Yes, sir.
But not in my notes. It's just
1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. You had Israelites, just like we got today, who maintained their love of the white man, who maintained racial idolatry. Let's go back to Daniel, please.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 12. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. Mm-hmm. And it cast down the truth to the ground.
It cast down the truth of God to the ground. They despised. The Greeks did not want to hear the scriptures. When you read, and we're going to give, hey, Yuri, I'm sorry. I just got to prove. 1 Maccabees, go back to when they burned up the scriptures. 1 Maccabees chapter 1.
Yes, sir, I got it. 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 56.
Verse 56. Okay.
And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire.
They burnt up the scriptures. Go ahead.
And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
Do y'all see the hell and agony we went through? Not only did they burn up the scriptures, they killed us if they found us with the scriptures. Y'all remember in slavery, if they found us reading, they did that same thing. Make no doubt about it. This is the same race of people over us. I don't care how good they treat you on your job. This is the same group of people. You want to say something, Bishop?
Yes, sir. So as we read that, when Bishop just bringing out how they burnt up the books, they would kill us if we was found with the books, and then when you get to the next chapter, they painted their images in the book. They kept a record for themselves and painted an image to disseminate out to the world, and that's why we got so-called white Jesus today, and all of us well, not all of us, the world's following white Christianity, because they knew the power in that book.
Exactly. Let's go back to Daniel, please.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 13. Then I heard one saint speaking.
Wait, 12. You didn't finish 12.
Verse 12. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground. And it practiced and prospered.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Then I heard one saint speaking. And another saint said unto the certain saint which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice?
Because in Daniel's time, it hadn't occurred yet. Remember, Daniel was in the Babylonian captivity. He's prophesying 2 captivities later. Because after Babylon came Persia Media, then came the Greek captivity. So Daniel was prophesying centuries later. Go ahead.
How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden under foot? And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days.
Right. 2,300 days equals about 6 years and 4 months. Okay. That wasn't the time of when from Daniel to then, but during that time period. That's what it's making reference to. Read it again.
And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Then it says, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. Give me 1 Maccabees 4:41.
First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary.
See that? Until he had cleansed the sanctuary. Read on.
So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law.
Do you see the warriors he chose? He chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law. He couldn't get just any old body to go do this thing. He said, I need priests of blameless conversation. Read that verse again. I just like the way it sounds.
So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law.
That's the type of brothers I like around me. Brothers of blameless conversation that got pleasure in the law. This is what I noticed. When brothers come around, we'll be talking about scriptures, and then brothers be on their phone looking for stats of football players. And look, get the hell away from me. Go over there and sit down somewhere. You ain't ready for this, little boy. You ain't ready. Or you sitting around thinking about some woman with a big behind. Go sit down somewhere. I need men around me who love the law of the Most High. Okay? Those are the warriors. That's who God is dealing with. The rest of you, with your comic books, no, he ain't dealing with you yet. Not yet, little boy. You go sit down. Oh, you still, my wife did this to me. My wife did. Here the brother going to talk about, write a letter. What to do. My wife, no, he didn't say his wife, correction. The sister he is, what's the word? He's proving. Listen to this. Listen, y'all, I couldn't believe when I'm reading this. Let me drink some water first. She said, while they're courting, she said, make me believe I'm the only woman on the earth to you. I read that, I said, what? What? Kick her to the curb. That's a broken spirit. She ain't ready for marriage. She want you to make her think she's the only woman on the planet. Well, sister, you're not. I don't know what's wrong with you. I said, what the hell? This is some schizophrenic, bipolar stuff going on here. You ain't ready for marriage. She'll be the sister when you go into camp. Why you going to camp? Why don't you stay here and tell me how beautiful I am? Tell me how much you love me. Look at me, look at me. I'm what's that song? You sing. It's a Judas song? What the hell is this? Nobody can hear you.
1, 2. Yeah, she wants him. She wants to be an idol to him. That's what it is right there. That's she wants to be the idol.
Brother, you better find you a revolutionary woman who understands the Bible, who says you better go out there and fight for our people, fight for the laws of God. Any other kind of woman, don't waste your time on her. She ain't ready for this. The hell is going on here? And y'all know who you is. You know. Just fix it. Now be careful, because you might lie. Some sisters lie till you get married. Okay, I'll be the revolutionary. I'll be exactly what you want until I get you. We sexed and all that. We married now. Are we married official now? Brothers, let me tell you something. If she pull the old okey doke on you, you got 30 days to disannul. 30 days. Now, I'm not a proponent of disannulling, but when she lies, like remember the sister, I'm sorry, I'm all off topic. Remember the sister had the venereal disease? And she fooled the brother and said, God wants you to have the disease. Man, he kicked her to the curb. Don't lie open in a relationship. And we told the brother, you should have got the blood test. Now she done tricked you because she could quote scripture good. He was just so dazzled. Whoa, this sister knows scripture good. She's a godly conversation. She in the spirit. You remember that, right? No, the devil knows the scriptures too. Then when she married you, she waited and waited. Late at night. Baby, what's wrong? Baby, what's wrong? Can I got something to tell you? What is it, baby? What is it? What's going on? You love me, right? Yes, I love you. You love me? Yes, I love you. I got herpes simplex 26. What? And God showed me he want you to have this disease too. What? I'm out the door. See, that's why some sisters look for you weak brothers. You know who I'm pointing at. They look for weak men, especially some of you. Let me be quiet. Oh, he weak. I saw sucker, suffering sucker dash. That's him right there. My sucker. That's my sucker right there. What'd you say? What'd you say? I didn't say it. Y'all already said? What'd you say, Ariel?
Be y'all light-skinned brothers, too.
See, I didn't say it. I'm blackity black. He said that, the brown brother over there. I didn't say it. He said that thing. Suffering succotash. I need me a sucker. I can spot it. She got Superman X-ray vision. Remember the Bionic Man? I'm all off topic. I'm sorry. Let me get back on topic. It's of the Lord? Okay, we go with that. Yuri.
Sir.
You ain't one of them suckers, right?
No, sir.
Okay, thank God. Thank God. Give me First Maccabees 4:41 again. You dark skin? So you saying dark skin brothers, we ain't them suckers?
Christ-like.
Oh, we Christ-like. Oh. Y'all hate. Don't be hating the light-skinned brothers.
First Maccabees.
Bishop Kanai all upset now.
Hey, listen. I'm not. I know you. You know you ain't talking about me. You can guarantee that. You can take that
is
to the
true.
bank.
That is true.
Yeah.
Give me that, Yuri. Where we at?
First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 41.
Go ahead.
Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress.
So the warriors, we want to find out who the real soldiers are. Go ahead.
Until he had cleansed the sanctuary.
Go ahead.
So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law.
Them the soldiers. Them the warriors the Lord is looking for. I hope y'all men understand that. Go ahead.
Who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place.
Go ahead.
And when as they had consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane.
It was profane because they sacrificed swine, pig on the altar. And they put the idol of, it was Jupiter?
Yes.
They put the idol of, what are you laughing at? Oh.
So not my Lord, my second.
Yeah, they put Jupiter.
Olympus.
Jupiter, Olympus, and they sacrificed swine. Go ahead.
They thought, verse 45, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them.
So at that time, based upon that, there were no prophets at that time. This is why sometimes Christians disannul. They said there was no prophecies there. Just like during the time, I believe in Nehemiah, they call it, I forgot what they call that, the dispensation when there were no prophets. Okay, read on.
Verse 47, then they took whole stones according to the law.
And as great as Judah Maccabee was, he never said, I have 100% truth. Be mindful of men that say they know everything. Head for the hills when you hear men speak like that. They can't even get out of ghetto, but they know everything. Go ahead.
Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former.
So in order to build a new altar, you had to know the law. You had to know the circumference, height, and width of the altar. Go ahead.
And made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple and hollowed the courts. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick.
The candlestick is the 7-branch menorah. The what? The candlestick is the 7-branch menorah. Like we have 2 up here, if you can see. And all of them should be lit. Atlanta. They should all be put like candles on each of them. Our custom was never to light one each day. We lit the whole thing at once. Stop following Amalek. Atlanta. Y'all all right. Y'all all right. That's okay. We love y'all. We love you. What verse you at, Yuri?
Verse 49.
Go ahead.
They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted.
Right. Thank you, Yahshua. Deacon Yahshua. This is the intertestamental period was the time when there were no prophets. That's what quote unquote scholars call it. Where you at, Yuri?
Verse 50.
Go ahead.
And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple.
Y'all see that? The lamps that were upon the candlestick, that's all seven. It says they lighted. They lit all seven. They didn't light one for one day, one for the next day, or one for, they didn't do that. Go ahead.
Verse 51. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make. Now, on the 25th day of the 9th month.
So the 25th day is the 25th of November. Caslu is the 9th month, which we call today November, the 9th month. 9th month. When you start at March, you got March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's the 9th month. Caslu. Go ahead.
Now on the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Caslu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it, even in that was it dedicated with songs and citherns.
Now the reason it says look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it, the same day that they defiled the temple was the same date years later that we dedicated it. The 25th of the 9th month. We don't?
With songs and citherns and harps and cymbals.
So we rejoiced. We partied. Go ahead.
Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success.
I don't know about y'all, but I always pray for good success for the nation of Israel. We want good success. So we got to pray to God Almighty, whose name is Yahweh. What did I say? Bahasham Yahweh. You have to pray. You must pray. Go ahead.
And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days.
8 days. Not 7 days, 8 days. Go ahead.
And offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
All right, from there. So now the question would be, so we talked about the Greeks. No, did we finish that? Give me, did we read Daniel 12?
No, sir.
Give me, you know what I want? Give me Daniel, did we read Daniel 11? Daniel 11:31, please. See, y'all got me all off topic, getting on the women and these light-skinned brothers. Nah, I'm joking. I lost where I'm at. With Daniel 11:31.
Daniel chapter 11 and verse 31. Mm-hmm. And arms shall stand on his part.
Mm-hmm. On the white man's part.
And they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength.
Daniel is prophesying about the destruction of the temple when Antiochus defiled it. Let me correct myself. When Antiochus defiled it. Go ahead.
And shall take away the daily sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate.
See that? And they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate. The Greeks put sacrifice swine on the altar and set up Jupiter. What was the second name? Jupiter? Olympus. Jupiter, Olympus, or Zeus in the temple. They put Greek gods in the temple. What verse was that? Was 31, right?
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 Maccabees 1, verse 54.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation.
See that? They set up the abomination of desolation. Go ahead.
Upon the altar. and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
So not only did they defile the temple, they put idols throughout the cities of Judah. That's what the Greeks did, okay? So that was 1 Maccabees 1:51, the precept with that. Give me Daniel 12:11.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 11. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days.
Which is about 3 years and 7 months. So it's still talking about the abomination of desolation, okay? And that's what you read earlier in 1 Maccabees 1. Excuse me. We read 1 Maccabees 4, Yuri, verse 41 to 56. Did we read that? Yuri?
Double checking.
I think we read that. 1 Maccabees 4.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, get that.
2 Maccabees 6. Verse 2 down through 5. Or 6.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 2. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots, and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places.
So there was sex and women in the holy temple. You can't make this stuff up, man.
And besides, that brought in things that were not lawful.
Like pig, go ahead.
The altar also was filled with profane things,
Pig.
which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So don't think it's impossible for the United States of America to do the same thing. Read verse 6 again. I want y'all to hear what it's saying.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days.
Because, go ahead, read on.
Or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Now, we've been going, if you've been watching Shout Out Tuesday and Our Hidden History, we've been showing y'all during the time of Spain and Portugal, they followed the same program that the Greeks did. So they did it in Greece, they did it in Rome, they did it in Spain and Portugal. Now here we are. You think, oh no, it's impossible. Not this white man in America. Au contraire, mon frère, they're going to do it all again. Because they call it hate speech, anti-Semitism. Read verse 6 again.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to the next image 30, please. Who were the Greeks and the Romans? Who were they? Were they the seed of Japhet, like you have some Israelites teach in their congregations, or not even congregations? Yeah. No. Some of them who have a congregation do teach that. I believe IOG teaches that. If I'm mistaken, I apologize. But I know there are some online loner Israelites who teach that the Greeks and Romans were Japhetic and only Japhetic. It started off as Japhet. Yes, that part is right. But it did not end as Japhet. Put it on the screen, please. Read that, Yuri.
Dr. William Smith's Dictionary of the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Let's go inside. Let's go inside to page 2206. Read the highlight. Zoom in. Zoom in. I want the closest you can get it. Right. Go ahead. Read that.
Several times shown that from Edom proceeded.
Start it again.
Yes, sir. Again on verse 2, I have several times shown that from Edom proceeded the kings who reigned in Italy.
Y'all see that? Edom preceded the kings who reigned in Italy. So although Italy, Rome started off as Japhetic, that's Kittim, write that down. Kittim, Kittim, started off as Japhet. It did not end as Japhet. Edom conquered Japhet and pushed them out the way. Read it again, Yuri.
Again, on verse 2, I have several times shown that from Edom proceeded the kings who reigned in Italy and who built up Rome. To be great among the nations and chief among the provinces. And in this way, Italy and Greece.
Italy and Greece. Italy and Greece. And Greece and Greece. Greece in the Bible is called Javan. When you read Genesis chapter 10, write it down. I know some of you ain't writing nothing down. You have a test, you fail, and you complain and lie. Javan is Greece in the Bible. Read that part again, Yuri.
And in this way, Italy and Greece and all the western provinces became filled with Idumeans.
Became filled with Idumeans. So it wasn't just Italy and Greece. Notice it says, and all the western provinces became filled with Idumeans. Can you type up the meaning of Idumea, please? I need y'all to find me the meaning of Idumea, please. And don't find me nothing that says Arab. I need IT to be on point in every school. Is that it? Come on, y'all know I can't see. Come on, this is something that y'all should have in the folder already. These are things we teach almost every week. All right, is this it? Hey, this better be it. Read that.
Idumea, Bible meaning red or Edom.
Red or Edom, that's it, okay. So Idumea is a Greco-Roman word for Edom, E-D-O-M. Read on.
Idumea is the name given to the land controlled by the descendants of Esau.
Esau. Mm-hmm.
Jacob's brother, known as the Edomites. Genesis 25:30, 36, verse 8. They, throughout their history, would have a troubled relationship with Israel.
Very good. Thank you. All praises. Give me the next book. 32, I believe it is. 32. Number 32. So the Edomites took over Italy, which is Rome. They took over Greece and all the western provinces. That's France, Germany, all of them lands. Edom took, does everybody understand that? Don't be online, especially you women who are all over the place, teaching and speaking dumb narratives, wrong narratives. Where we at?
Modern Judaism.
I can't see it. It's not on the screen. Thank you.
Modern Judaism, or a brief account of the opinions, traditions, rites, and ceremonies of the Jews in modern times, by John Allen.
What year was this published at the bottom?
1830.
1830. Deacon Nathan calls it white eyes only. Why? Because we were in slavery. We couldn't read. We couldn't write. These were written by white folks to white folks. They didn't write this for Negroes. Let's go inside, shall we? And let's start at the top, right there.
First, that the descendants of Esau, the sworn enemies of the descendants of Jacob, even to the end of the world.
Read on, keep reading.
Were at first a small nation.
So the Edomites were at first a small nation.
Inhabiting Mount Seir.
They lived in Mount Seir. Mount Seir is a range of mountains that looks like hair. It's sharp cliffs. Go ahead.
And the adjacent country, contiguous to the land of Canaan, that they were easily confined within their own limits, as long as the Israelites enjoyed a great and formidable empire in Canaan.
So notice that, as it says they were confined within their own limits, as long as the Israelites enjoyed a great and formidable empire in Canaan, which is the land of Israel. Read.
But that after the powerful republic of the 12 tribes was destroyed by the Assyrians and Babylonians, they wonderfully increased in numbers.
The Edomites wonderfully increased in numbers
and strength.
And strength. Go ahead.
Extended their dominion towards the west.
They extended their dominion toward the west.
Spread their colonies far and wide.
Spread their colonies far and wide.
Subjugated Italy.
Subjugated Italy. So they conquered Rome. Go ahead.
Founded Rome and the Roman Empire.
The Romans were Edomites. Although they began as Japhet, called Romulus and Remus, that was Japhet. Later on, Esau conquered them. Does everybody understand that? Go ahead.
At length, entirely overturned the Jewish state, which had been restored after the termination of the Babylonian captivity. The second temple being destroyed by Titus Vespasian, and that in the present day, professing the religion of Jesus of Nazareth, which they were the first of all nations to embrace.
So they were the first nation to take the Bible and try to use the Bible for their own agenda. They put their, just like the Greeks did, they put their images in it too. And they twisted scripture after scripture, just like they're doing today. John 3:16, God loves everybody. That's what they did. Hey, real quick, thank you, Deacon Isaac. If IT, please do me a favor. I'm going to post something real quick. Can you post this picture of, not that one about I'm the prize, the one, that's funny. I'm sending it to you. It's gone, about Japhet. Japhet, please, when you get it, if you can please put it on the screen. These are the archaeology of Japhet. Put it on the screen, please. That's Japhet. Black skin. These are your Hawaiians, Samoans, those types of people. Japhet means good looking. Okay? That's the original Japhet, the original Greeks. What are you going to say, Cap? Nobody. Oh, read the bottom. Can you read the bottom, Yuri?
Said to be the Cyrenian Libya king Archesilas of the Greek Bataid dynasty, watching over the bundling of wool, 565 to 560 BC, found in Volci, Etruria, Italy. Battus was actually a minion who were among the original black people of Greece.
Do y'all see that? The original black people of Greece. So what happened? We're reading about it. Go back, Elisha, please. Let's go back to the book, Elisha, please. Okay, can you read subjugated?
Yes, sir. But you got to find it.
It's highlighted. It says
subjugated Italy, founded Rome and the Roman Empire. At length, entirely overturned the Jewish state.
They overthrew us. Go ahead.
Which had been restored after the termination of the Babylonian captivity. The second temple being destroyed by Titus Vespasian, and that in the present day, professing the religion of Jesus of Nazareth.
Christianity in the present day is Christianity. Go ahead.
Which they were the first of all nations to embrace. They hold the dominion over all Europe.
Wait, read that again, Yuri.
They hold the dominion over all Europe.
Esau, Idumea, Edom, holds the dominion over all Europe. All of those Europeans are Edomites. Does everybody understand that? Go ahead, Yuri. No, I think that was it, as a matter of fact. No, read on. There's a little bit more.
Esau, detaining in captivity his brother Jacob.
That's us in captivity. Go ahead.
At least as far as regards the tribe of Judah, till his Messiah, Ben David, shall appear.
There you go, until Christ. That's Messiah, the son of David. Okay, thank you very much, Elisha. Give me Matthew chapter 1, verse 17. I don't know about y'all, but this invigorates me. This energizes me, because I know we got the truth. Everybody understand that? Some of y'all scared, but that's all right. Just hold your peace, study, pray, apply. Matthew 1:17.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 17. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations. And from David unto the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations. And from the carrying away into Babylon unto Christ are 14 generations.
So now I know I asked that question a lot, so I'm not going to ask it today. I'm just going to tell you. It reads again, and from David unto the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations. During that time, you had the Assyrian captivity. No, I'm sorry, let me back up. The nation of Israel was split into two kingdoms. Everybody with me? Write this down. This is what happened within the 14 generations. The nation of Israel was split into two kingdoms, southern kingdom and northern kingdom. Southern kingdom being led by Judah, northern kingdom being led by Ephraim. Everybody with me so far? After that came the Assyrian captivity. they conquered the northern kingdom and took them into another land. Everybody with me? Okay. From that, after that came Babylon. Babylon not only took over Assyria and the northern kingdom, they conquered Judah, the southern kingdom, as well, and made us slaves. Everybody understand that? Babylon were ancient Cush, Ethiopia. Everybody understand that? Write that down. The next part says, and from the carrying, I'm in verse 17 still, and from the carrying away into Babylon unto Christ, Yahushai, are 14 generations. So from Babylon, what happened? The Persian Mede captivity came about. Then the Greek captivity came about. And then Christ was born during the Roman captivity. Does everyone understand that? Okay, in case you don't, Christ was born when Rome was ruling. Give me Matthew 24:1. I think. Is that what I want? I don't think that's what I want. I don't think that's what. Wait. Give me Luke 2. I'm sorry. Luke 2, that's what I want. My glasses are fogged because of the heat. Luke 2:1. Luke 2:1.
Luke chapter 2 and verse 1.
This is going to prove Christ was born when Rome was ruling. Come on.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus.
Caesar Augustus. That was the second after Julius Caesar. That was his nephew. Thank you. He was the second ruler. Okay. When you read 2nd Esdras chapter 11, 2nd Esdras chapter 12, the second feather, write this down. The second feather in 2nd Esdras chapter 11, 2nd Esdras chapter 12 is Augustus Caesar. The first is Julius Caesar. Okay, read that again, please.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
Jump down to verse 11, please.
Verse 11. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord.
So Christ was born during the time of Augustus. That's Rome. Does everybody understand that? Okay, all right. Right, he was also known as Octavian. Thank you. Augustus Octavian Caesar. Everybody wrote that down. If you're still writing, it's all right. From there, give me, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Give me Matthew 24 and verse 1 and 2.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
So the temple was so beautiful. Now, when you read the book of Haggai, chapter 1, it didn't look that good. But Herod, the Jewish-ish ruler, he made some adages to the temple. He made it more splendid to behold. Read it again.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Christ said there shall not be one stone that is thrown down. Give me Luke 19. I'm going somewhere. Y'all just pay attention. Luke 19 and verse 41. We're going to read down to 44.
Luke chapter 19 verse 41. And when
Start at 41. That's it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the day shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee.
Rome would cast a trench around Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And compass thee round.
Rome would circle and compass Jerusalem around.
And keep thee in on every side.
And keep the Israelites in on every side. This is Christ prophesying. Go ahead.
And shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee. And they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation.
Do y'all notice that Christ in both of these, he said there shall not be one stone standing? So what is that wailing wall that we always see? Give me the next book. Thank you. Elisha, put it on the screen. Put it on the screen, please. Thank you. Read that, Yuri.
The temples that Jerusalem forgot.
Now, in this book, it goes into a lot of temples, but I focused on the main temple. Let's go inside the book. Zoom in so it fills the screen so we can read it. Okay, Yuri.
As a matter of fact, when Jesus said the temple and the city of Jerusalem would be obliterated, his prophecies were accurate to a T. The historical records show that when the Romans got through with their fury in dismantling Jerusalem and the temple, no stones were left in place that would make one believe there was once a city or a holy sanctuary in the area. So thorough was the ruin of the temple and also of Jewish Jerusalem that scholars cannot find any stone of the temple still in place in its original location on the Ophel Mound, once a part of the southeast ridge of Jerusalem.
Give me the next page. Right at the bottom. Read the highlighted area.
My conclusion to him showed that the Bible and history revealed the Wailing Wall was not a wall of the temple, but is the western wall of Herod's Fort Antonia.
Y'all see that? So Fort Antonia is what Herod had built next to it. That's the wall that's still standing that everybody puts pieces of paper in and does a little stupid prayer. Fort Antonia is not the wall of the temple. Does everybody understand that? Okay, all righty then. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and explain what Christ was prophesying about. Deuteronomy 28, verse 49 to 58.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So, remember, these curses take place over and over. It happened during the time of Babylon, happened during the time of Greece and Rome. So now I'm going to explain it, showing you what happened during Rome's time. Read it again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as the eagle flieth. Hey, Yuri, can you, not Yuri, Elisha, can you find me this eagle symbol of Rome? Eagle, just type that in on Google real quick. I just want to show before we keep reading. Eagle symbol of Rome. Eagle is spelled E-A, yes, please, you got E-A-L-Y, Ely. But yeah, that first one is fine. The first one is fine. That's good. That's fine. Yeah, that's good. Actually, you can put the whole thing on the screen. Just put the whole thing on the screen. This is Rome. This is Rome. This was their symbol. The eagle, the eagle, the eagle. So when we go back, Yuri, let's read that again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Their language was Latin. L-A-T-I-N. Latin was their language. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old.
They didn't care how old the Israelites were.
Nor show favor to the young.
They didn't care about the babies of the Israelites. Go ahead.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed.
They ate up our resources. Go ahead.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind.
Meaning cattle.
Or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
Now write this down. Verse 51 describes colonialism. Verse 51 describes colonialism. Because not just did Rome do it, they did it during the Belgium Conference too. It's the same thing. Read on.
Verse 52. and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down.
That's what we just read in Luke 19. The same thing Christ prophesied about is what Moses prophesied about, right?
Wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
Wait, do y'all see that? And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body. Eat the fruit of your own body, meaning what? Your children. Your children. Now, I just want to show you, real brief, that this didn't just happen during the time of Rome. Give me, I think it's Jeremiah 19:9. I hope it's right. Is it 19:9? Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 19 and verse 9. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. And they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege and straitness, wherewith their enemies and they that seek their lives shall straiten them.
That happened during the time of Babylon. That happened during the time of Babylon. That's why I want y'all to understand that when the Bible is written here, they're written twofold, threefold. That's why in verse 46, it says, these curses shall be upon you for how long, brothers? Forever. These things will happen. Now, you may say to yourself, I would never do that. You don't know what you do when you're starving. You don't know how far you'll go when you're starving. Back to Deuteronomy 28, please.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee.
Read.
So that the man that is tender among you.
When it says tender, it doesn't mean homo. He was a prince, okay? He wore the best clothes and ate the best food. Go ahead. Lived in the best places. Go ahead.
And very delicate. His eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Why? Why would we have evil eyes towards our wife and towards our children and towards our brother? Why? Read on.
So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat.
We can only just imagine how terrible the scene must have been. Remember, the siege of Israel that Rome did against us lasted 7 years. Think about it. 7 years. You had no water went in or out. No food came into Jerusalem. Think about that. 7 years. Bishop Yawasop always makes a joke. The white man don't got to lift up a gun to fight against black people. All they got to do is turn the water off, and we'll go crazy. We will devour each other, fight each other. Just imagine, think about it. No water, no food for years. How far would you go? Oh, no, I'd never go that far, brother. The devil's a liar. Go ahead, read on.
So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Come on.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
Because if we had servants, the servants many times carried the woman. You ever see those movies where they got the things on their show? I don't know what the name of it is. I know the Jody Watley video, Friends Will Let You Down. They carry her in. I don't know what it's called, though. I don't know. They carried the woman on this, whatever. Anyway, read on, Yuri. I don't know the word.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
And many times they rode in carriages drawn by horses. Go ahead.
Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them.
She shall eat them.
For want of all things.
For want of all things. In this case, it's food and water. Go ahead.
Secretly.
Secretly. Imagine y'all go to sleep, the baby's there. Middle of the night, she wake up, or he wake up, and go on the side in the corner. She got covering the baby mouth so the baby can't yell, so the baby can't scream. Read.
Secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law.
Wait. Why would this happen?
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law.
Of this law. Our people have a problem with God's law. This is why things constantly go wrong for us. Over and over. Read.
That are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God.
In the Hebrew, it's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. It doesn't say Yahweh Shai there, but it says Yahweh. That's what it says right there. From there, give me Matthew 24:15. So Christ prophesied the same destruction of Jerusalem, calling what did he call the Romans, brothers? Y'all don't remember what Christ called them? We're going to read it, Matthew 24:15.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 15.
So I was counting on some of you senior men on this side of the room to know, but I was wrong. Read Matthew 24:15.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet.
So what did Christ call them? The white man is the abomination of desolation. That like what we read earlier about parable, you know another word for parable is today we call them code words. Code words that only you and I know about. Other people, what are you talking about, abomination of desolation? Christ knew, the disciples knew, the white man is the abomination of desolation. That's them. Read that again.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet.
Spoken of by Daniel the prophet.
Stand in the holy place.
Who was standing in the holy place? The white man. The Romans. They were the abomination of desolation. They are the abomination of desolation. Code words. Write them down. Read on.
Whoso readeth, let him understand.
Why did he say that? Because Daniel spoke of it twice. During the time of Greece and during the time of Rome. Let him that readeth understand. Christ was during what time period, brothers? Rome. Read on. What verse you at?
Verse 16. Mm-hmm. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Why woe unto them with child and give suck in those days? Somebody, anybody.
They will eat them.
They're going to eat their kids. That's what he was saying. Woe to you with kids. Read on. I'm glad y'all got that.
Verse 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
Because it'd be a hard way to travel in the winter. And on the Sabbath day, the Romans knew they celebrate the Sabbath day. We can get them on the Sabbath day. Yes, go ahead.
Based on what we're reading right here, go back up. It says, verse 16. I'm going to read it myself. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe to them that are with child, to them that give suck in those days. Those that believed on Christ listened to that. And they fled. They listened. And they weren't caught up. Like the Lord said, I think you brought it last week, if I'm correct. I don't know, I just heard you saying it somewhere. When it talks about gather yourself together, O nation that's not desired before the decree bring forth, God is again warning us to get right, fellowship with them that have wrought judgment, that you might escape the fierce anger of the Lord. Those individualites that like to be home online, that's not collective in doing what the scripture says, when that decree brings forth, they will be eating their children amongst the other plagues that's going to hit them. You all understand that? There is power in obedience to God's laws. He's warning us. Now, if you listen, you listen. If you don't, you just feel.
Exactly. Luke 21, please. Luke 21 and 19. We're going to read down to 24.
Luke chapter 21, verse 19. In your patience possess ye your souls.
Why? Because we got to have patience to study, pray, apply. You don't get it all in one day. It takes time, brothers and sisters. It takes time. That's why Christ said, in your patience possess ye your souls. It takes patience to learn. That's why we tell you to read 4 chapters a day. If you read 4 chapters a day, by the end of the year, you have completed the entire Bible. And then what do? Start again. Because you'll see things you didn't see before. And believe, we're still seeing things that we read the Bible many times. And we be going over things. Yo, I never noticed that. I never saw that. It happens all the time. Read on, Yuri.
Verse 20. And we shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Roman armies.
Then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Is near. Go ahead.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
So what was Christ prophesying about? He told the disciples, he told the multitudes, when you see Rome start to come and encompass Jerusalem, run, run, run. Now, if they were wise, like the disciples were, they already left and had set things up in Egypt and different parts of Africa. They didn't go up to Assyria. Why? Because Rome had a foothold under the solution from the time of Seleucus. Esau had that part. Okay, everybody with me? Everybody understand that? Go ahead, say it on the mic.
The Seleucus, Seleucus the first. He lost a war in 192 to the Roman, and they control all of Asia Minor. So by the time we read the Maccabees, Rome already had them as vassal kings, like Cleopatra. She was a vassal queen, meaning you could be a queen here and you could be a king here, but you pay tax to us. That's why when you're reading it, they were selling us as slaves to pay the tribute they had to Rome. So by the time we get to the Maccabees, Antiochus, and them, they were hostages in Rome already. So all of Asia Minor was all controlled. Turkey today was all controlled by the Romans.
So we didn't run that way. We ran towards Egypt and deep into the interiors. Everybody with me? Okay, read on.
Verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Y'all see that verse 22 is very important. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written. Written where? In Deuteronomy 28 that we just read about may be fulfilled. So, Yuri, do me a favor. Keep your finger here. Give me Galatians 3. I think it's verse 23. Might be, I can't remember. The one that says Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law. That one.
Verse 13.
Yes.
Galatians chapter 3, verse 13.
Brothers that teach on the street, pay close attention.
Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree.
Now, Christians will say, why are we still in captivity if Christ redeemed us from those curses? Go back to Luke 21. Christ prophesied. He told us something. Read that again, Luke 21:22.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
So what is Christ saying? Everything that's written must be fulfilled. I can't stop the prophecies. Matthew 5:17, it precepts with this.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Christ said, I didn't come to destroy the law.
Or the prophets.
Or anything the prophets said. Like what Moses said. I didn't come to change that. Go ahead.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I'm come to fulfill what is written about me being a sacrifice. That's what he's saying. But everything else must be fulfilled. Do y'all understand that? Let's go back to Luke 21. Read 22 again.
Yes, sir. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Read.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Read.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
You Israelites, you're going to fall by the edge of Rome's sword. Go ahead.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
You're gonna be made slaves in all nations. Who's speaking? Christ, Yahushua. Go ahead.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
And Jerusalem shall be taken over by the other nations, the white man in particular. Go ahead.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until the times of the Gentiles' rulership is ended. What time period are we living in? The time of the Gentiles. The Gentiles are still ruling. Does everyone understand that? All right, good. From there, Elisha, give me the book. Babylon. Thank you. If you don't have this book, good reading, good reading. From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. As a matter of fact, Asaph told me he called a few weeks ago. We got to get back. I got to get back to him. And I apologize for not getting back to you. Inside the book, Elisha, I want zoom in on a highlighted area. Right, let's read that, Yuri.
In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Fled where?
Into Africa.
Where?
Into Africa.
Over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. And guess what we did? Yuri, give me Psalms 106. I think. Might be 105.
Mingled.
About mingled, yes. 106:34, thank you. What did we do when 1 million Jews fled into the interiors of Africa? Watch this.
Psalms chapter 106, verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
We were very disobedient. Go ahead.
But were mingled among the heathen.
We were mingled among the heathen.
And learned their works.
And we learned their works. We learned their language, their culture. This is why when you examine, they got all these tribes in Africa with all these customs and cultures, which some of it seems different than the Bible. Because when we were in there, we mingled with them. We mingled with the Nilotes. We learned their customs, their language. We looked like them. We dressed like them. And they allowed it. But guess what? When the sub-Saharan slave trade came and the transatlantic slave trade came, guess who the Nilotes sold? Take those Israelites right there. Those them right there, those are the ones that mingled with us centuries ago. You can take them. That's what happened. Everybody with me so far? Don't let people deceive you. All right? So from there, give me Daniel 9:24. Oh, and in case you don't believe me, real quick, Yuri, give me Joel 3 about Tyre and Zidon. I think you made that up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Tyre and Zidon were Canaanites, Nilotes, Hamites. Read.
And all the coasts of Palestine.
Those were the Palestinians.
Will ye render me a recompense? Mm-hmm. And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
What did they do? They sold us into slavery. Tyre and Zidon and the Palestinians, the Arabs, sold us to the white man. Read, it's going to tell you that. Read real quick, Yuri.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem.
What happened to Judah and Jerusalem?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Who did it? The Nilotes, the Hamites, sold us to the white man. So you had the Africans, Hamites, and the Arabs that sold us to the white man. We're reading Bible prophecy. These are the references this is primary source here. This was written way over almost 3,000 years ago. Between 2,000 and 3,000 years ago. This is the book you go to. This is the first and foremost book you go to. Let's go back. You're in Daniel 9:24.
Daniel chapter 9 verse 24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people, mm-hmm. and upon the and upon thy holy city, to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity.
And to make reconciliation for iniquity is referring to Christ dying on the cross. Read.
And to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy.
Christ is the most holy. Read.
Know therefore and understand that from
Daniel says, I want you to note this and understand this. Go ahead.
That from the going forth of the commandment,
commandment given by the Persians, go ahead,
to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah.
So from the time of Cyrus, there was one after him, because during the time of Cyrus, remember, was stopped for 2 years. From that time until when? Till Messiah shall what?
Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks.
Shall be 7 weeks. Go ahead. We did classes on that. If you Google IUIC 70 weeks, it'll pop up. I went very slow and I explained it in detail. Go ahead.
And 62 weeks, the street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. And after 62 weeks, shall Messiah be cut off.
Shall the Messiah be cut off? He shall die. Go ahead.
But not for himself.
He did not die for himself. He died for the sins of the people. Go ahead.
And the people of the prince that shall come shall...
Wait. And the people of the prince that shall come, that's who, brothers? And the people of the prince that shall come is Rome. Read.
And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city.
So it wasn't Israel. That's Rome, brothers. Now, I'm surprised at the officers on this side. Very quiet, not saying anything. Y'all making me nervous, Atlanta. Read it again.
And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary.
That's Rome. Go ahead.
And the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war, desolations are determined.
You see that? You use the term desolations for Rome too. Go ahead.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week.
Rome made a covenant with the Israelites. That 1 week breaks down to years. Each day represents a year. 7 years. Read again.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease.
So just like Greece did, Rome did the same thing. I know I made agreement with you. I know I made a treaty with you, but I'm going to break it. Go ahead.
And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate.
So it's Daniel's telling you Rome did the same thing Greece did. It said for the overspreading of abominations. What happened? Greece, when you read about it, it goes in detail. They put idols in the temple and throughout the cities of Judah. Rome did the same thing. They sacrificed swine's flesh on the temple altar. Rome did the same thing. Read it again, Yuri.
And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate, even unto the consummation. And that determined shall be poured upon the desolate.
Now, Elisha, can you give me encyclopedia? Wikipedia, I'm sorry. I gave you the link. I didn't send you the link, right? Okay, I gave you the part of it says Daniel's prophecies. I took a snapshot from Wikipedia. Yes, go back. I just saw it. Yes. Put that on the screen. Let's zoom in, blow it up so we can see it clear. Start at the top.
Daniel's prophecies about the abomination of desolation seem to have at least a partial fulfillment in 167 BC, when a Greek ruler by the name of Antiochus IV desecrated the temple in Jerusalem. Antiochus called himself Epiphanes, illustrious one, or God manifest.
Epiphanes means God manifest. That's what it means. Read.
He set up an altar to Zeus.
Zeus is also called Jupiter. Go ahead.
Over the altar of burnt offering, and he sacrificed a pig on the altar.
Go ahead.
Antiochus went even further in his atrocities, slaughtering a great number of the Jews and selling others into slavery. And he issued decrees forbidding circumcision and requiring Jews to sacrifice to pagan gods and eat pig meat.
So what I'm showing you, what we read in Daniel just now about Rome, they patterned it after what the Greeks did. Okay, read.
What Antiochus did certainly qualifies as an abomination, but it was not a complete fulfillment of Daniel's prophecies. Antiochus Epiphanes did not enter a covenant with Israel for 7 years, for example.
That was who, brothers?
Rome.
Rome. Y'all are making me nervous this side of the room. It was Rome that made the covenant. Read.
And in Matthew 24, Jesus, speaking some 200 years after Antiochus' evil actions, spoke of Daniel's prophecy as having a still future fulfillment.
Talking about Rome. Go ahead.
The question then becomes, when, after Jesus' day, was the abomination of desolation prophecy fulfilled? Or are we still waiting for a fulfillment?
We're not waiting. It happened. Go ahead.
The preterist...
But you know why? Go ahead. Read on.
The preterist view is that...
I got to say it. The writers who wrote this, they know the same thing Greece and Rome did. They're going to do similar things in these last days. That's why he's saying that. Go ahead.
The preterist view is that Jesus' warning in Matthew 24:15 concerned events leading up to the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70.
All right, from there. So Christ prophesied under the Romans, not the Greeks. He prophesied during the time of Rome. Can you put the images up, Elisha? Yes, blow it up. This is when the swine was sacrificed. Now, these are the images off YouTube. You can find, off Google. You can find them yourself. Next one. This is Romans. Go ahead. You see the eagle on his helmet and in the background. Go ahead. That is Titus. Titus. That's Titus. Go ahead. Right. Titus reigned 79 to 81 AD. He also is one of the 12 feathers you read about in 2nd Esdras 11 to 12. As a matter of fact, hey, Elisha, can you type in Roman emperors 12 feathers? Let's see what pops up. I've never done that before. I just want to see what pops up. List of 12 feathers or list of 12 Caesars. Yeah, right there. Just click it. Can you zoom in so I can't see? Yes, right there. I'm looking at it. The contents, just zoom in. I want to see it bigger. Right there. Just zoom in. Right. There's the list right there. You got, read it, Yuri.
Julius Caesar.
That's the first one. This was when Esau took over Rome. It started with Julius Caesar. Go ahead.
Augustus. Tiberius. Caligula. Claudius. Nero. Galba. Otho. Vitellius. Vespasian.
Now, Vespasian was the governor in 70 AD, and his son Titus was the general of an army. Then after Vespasian came his son Titus as the emperor. Go ahead.
Titus. Domitian.
Right. And Domitian came after that. That's 12. Those are your 12 feathers in 2nd Ezra chapter 11, 2nd Ezra chapter 12. I hope everybody got that. Let's go back to the images. Elisha, please. Go ahead. Next one. Zoom in. Okay, there's Vespasian, the father, Titus, the son. Okay, and Domitian was the 12th of the 12 feathers. They call it the Flavian emperors from 69 AD to 96 AD. And as you can see on the screen, Vespasian reigned from, I can't see, my eyes.
69
to 79
AD.
And Titus?
79 to 81 AD. Domitian, 81 to 96 AD.
Okay, all right, next image.
And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Next one. That's the siege, the fall of Jerusalem. Next one. And this is when they robbed us. They took our silver and gold. The menorah, as you see, the Romans are carrying it out. Go ahead. That's it. Zoom in. That's it. Next one. Was that it? Next one, zoom in. Okay. All right. Let's get a parable on Rome. Matthew 22. We're going to read 1 through 7, Yuri. Matthew 22, yes.
Matthew chapter 22 and verse 1. And Jesus answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son.
So this is talking about the Father and the Son. The Son is Christ, Yahweh. Everybody with me so far? Go ahead.
And sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come.
And Israel would not come. Go ahead.
Again, he sent forth other servants.
These are the prophets that kept going out prophesying. Go ahead.
Saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully, and slew them.
So Israel hated the prophets. They slew them. They killed them. Go ahead.
But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up their city.
See what happened to Jerusalem? Christ prophesied what would happen for Israel, stoning the prophets, killing the prophets. When you read in Acts, there was a manhunt for Peter. Peter was a fugitive. He was on the run. His wife was on the run. They were trying to kill them, and they did. John was exiled on the island of Patmos. James was killed in Acts chapter 12. Y'all with me so far? Acts 12, verse 1 through 4. James was killed. Peter got arrested. Then Peter got let out, and he was on the run. So verse 7 again.
But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed.
The armies was who, brothers? Rome. Go ahead.
And destroyed those murderers and burned up their city.
And burned up Jerusalem. Now watch this. Watch this. Pay close attention. Zechariah 11 and 6.
Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 6. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver the men, every one into his neighbor's hand.
He said, I'm going to deliver everyone into his neighbor's hand. Go ahead.
And into the hand of his king.
And into the hand of his king. Give me, real quick, watch this. Who's the king? No, don't say it. No, it ain't that. Give me John 19, 12 to 15.
John chapter 19 and verse 12. And from thenceforth Pilate sought to release him. But the Jews cried out, saying, If thou let this man go, thou art not Caesar's friend. Whosoever maketh himself a king speaketh against Caesar. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Jesus forth and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the Pavement, but in the Hebrew, Gabbatha. And it was the preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour. And he saith unto the Jews, Behold your king. Verse 15. But they cried out, Away with him, crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, Shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, We have no king but Caesar.
Y'all see that? We have no king but Caesar. Our people loved Rome, meaning the chief priests of them loved Rome, because Rome gave them wealth. Rome gave them position. Rome gave them authority. So they said, we have no king but Caesar. So Christ's crime, what is it called? Treason. His crime was treason for being a king. That's why Pilate kept mocking him. Shall I crucify your king? And that's why they called it treason. That was on the cross. Go back now to Zechariah 11 and 6.
Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 6. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land.
The Lord ain't going to pity us no more.
Saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver the men, every one into his neighbor's hand, and into the hand of his king.
I'm going to deliver the Israelites into the hand of his king, Caesar.
And they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them.
Rome, Caesar will smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them. Verse 7.
And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock.
We're the poor of the flock.
And I took unto me 2 staves.
2 staves, 2 sticks. Pay close attention.
The one I called beauty, and the other I called bands, and I fed the flock.
So the 2 sticks are the 2 kingdoms. The 2 staves are the 2 kingdoms. The kingdom of Judah, the kingdom of Ephraim. Northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Read that again.
And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staves. The one I called beauty, and the other I called bands, and I fed the flock.
Read.
3 shepherds also I cut off in 1 month, and my soul loathed them, and their soul also abhorred me.
So who's the 3 shepherds? Mark 8:31 is going to explain the shepherds who hated the Lord, and the Lord hated them too. Who that?
Mark chapter 8 verse 31. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected of the elders, and of the chief priests, and scribes. In them 3, you got your Pharisees and your Sadducees as well. They're all mixed up in them 3 things. So go back to Zechariah now. Zechariah chapter 11 verse 8. 3 shepherds also I cut off in 1 month, and my soul loathed them, and their soul also abhorred me.
Now, listen good to what I'm about to say, because I didn't go through it, but I'm going to touch it right now. It just popped in my head. Jump back up to verse 7. Read verse 7 again.
Verse 7. And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staves.
Now, the 2 staves. Watch this. The 2 staves. Can we look up the word staves? This word staves, Elisha, please. Staves. S-T-A-V-E-S. Or stave. S-T-A-V-E.
Stave. A vertical wooden post or plank in a building or other structure.
So it's talking about pieces of wood. 2 pieces of wood. Now watch this. Showing you them talking about the 2 kingdoms. Ezekiel 37, verse 16.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee 1 stick.
Take thee 1 stick, 1 stave. Go ahead.
And write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then
don't read fast. So that's talking about Judah, and his companions were who? Benjamin and Levi. Read it again.
Moreover, thou son of man, take thee 1 stick and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick.
Take another stick.
And write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
The other stick is northern kingdom, for Ephraim and his companions, which was who? You had Zebulun, Naphtali, Issachar, who else? Gad, Reuben, thank you. Simeon, my mind had a brain freeze. Asher, thank you. So y'all with me so far? Watch this. Romans 11, 23 and 24.
Romans chapter 11, verse 23. And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief.
Now this is referring to Judah. Go ahead.
Shall be grafted in.
When you graft things, if y'all ever heard that term, hey, can we look up graft? It might be spelled different. I believe the modern spelling is G-R-A-F-T, if I'm not mistaken. I ain't the smartest. Or it might just be G-R-A-F-F. I'm not sure. Yeah, can we read that?
Graft, definition 1. A shoot or twig inserted into a slit on the trunk or stem of a living plant, from which it receives sap.
So you take one piece of plant and you put it to another and you graft them together so that that twig or that piece of plant lives and it will flourish based on the one that's rooted and grounded. Everybody understand? Let's go back to Romans 11.
Romans 11, verse 23. And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for God is able to graft them in again.
Meaning bring them back again. Notice the word again. When you're on the street, because Christians will try to pull this on you, it's talking about white people in other nations. Oh no. Notice it says graft them in again. When was Esau grafted in? When were the Philistines with us? When were the Moabites? The Jebusites? Never. It's talking about Israel. Read on.
Verse 24. For if thou wert cut off,
read it right.
For if thou were cut out of the olive tree.
Now this is Northern Kingdom.
Which is wild by nature.
Which we were wild by nature, disobedient.
And wert grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree.
You was grafted in, the Lord brought you Northern Kingdom back. Go ahead.
How much more shall these, which be the natural branches,
the kingdom of Judah,
be grafted into their own olive tree?
Be grafted into their own olive tree. Y'all see that? Jump to verse 26. To show you, verse 26 explains the whole chapter. Read.
And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
Y'all see that? The whole chapter is talking about the Israelites. It's not talking about Edomites being grafted in, Moabites being grafted in, Canaanites being grafted in. Don't let Christian stupidity fool you. Let's go back to Zechariah now. We ain't done there.
Zechariah chapter 11.
Verse 7.
And verse 7.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I want to add something to this. To verse 7. John 4, verse 9 and 10. So y'all know what I'm talking about.
John chapter 4, verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him.
Unto Christ. This is what the woman of Samaria. Who are the Samaritans? Okay, we got a problem. Yuri, can you get me Isaiah 7, I believe it is? To show you Samaria is. Some of y'all answered. Some of you did not. Back there did not.
Isaiah.
Which says to me, you don't know. You know what I'm talking about, Yuri?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria.
The head of Ephraim is Samaria. Go ahead.
And the head of Samaria is Ramaliah's son.
Okay, so from there, that's what I want to go back now to John 4:9.
John chapter 4, verse 9. Then
wait. What verse were you reading in Isaiah 7?
Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 9.
You read 9, okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, back to John 4 and verse 9. I wasn't reading with you, Yuri, but go ahead.
Yes, sir. John chapter 4 and verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
Why? Because remember, there was a split in the nation of Israel into two kingdoms. Everybody with me? Read on.
Verse 10. Jesus answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
Right. So now let's jump, just to get to the point, jump over to verse 25.
Verse 25. The woman saith unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things.
Read.
Jesus saith unto her, I that speak unto thee am he.
So Christ told a woman of Samaria, I'm the Messiah. I'm the one you've been waiting for. Now jump over to 39 to 42.
Verse 39. And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testified, he told me all that I ever did. So when the Samaritans were come unto him, they besought him that he would tarry with them. And he abode there 2 days.
So Christ stayed with the Samaritans, Ephraim, for 2 days. Go ahead.
And many more believed because of his own word.
Read.
And said unto the woman, now we believe, not because of thy saying, for we have heard him ourselves, and know that this is indeed the Christ, the Savior of the world.
He's the Savior of the world of Israel. So now we understand that Christ did bring in northern kingdom. Okay? And that goes with Acts chapter 10. Remember, there's a lot of confusion about that. Even today, listen good, you have some Israelite camps that teach the Samaritan woman was not an Israelite. So why would Christ reveal himself to her? Why would Christ stay with them 2 days? It makes no sense. Now go back to Zechariah. Zechariah 11:7 again.
Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 7. And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staves. The one I call Beauty.
That's Judah.
And the other I call Ban.
That's the northern kingdom with Ephraim and the rest of them. Go ahead.
And I fed the flock.
That's what we just read in John 4. He fed northern kingdom. Read.
3 shepherds also I cut off in 1 month. And my soul loathed them. And their soul also abhorred me.
Those are the scribes, the Pharisees, the elder priests, all of them. That's them. Read.
Then said I will not feed you. That dieth, let it die.
Uh-oh.
And that is to be cut off, let it be cut off.
Watch this.
And let the rest eat every one the flesh of another.
So what are you talking about? 70 AD, the destruction of Jerusalem. Read.
And I took my staff, even Beauty, and cut it asunder.
He said, I'm going to smite Judah, and that's exactly what he did. Smote southern kingdom. Go ahead.
That I might break my covenant, which I had made with all the people. Mm-hmm. And it was broken in that day. And so the poor of the flock that waited upon me.
Notice, I want y'all to pay close attention to this. Read verse 11 again. Read it slow.
And it was broken in that day. And
so he broke the covenant between Judah and Ephraim again. Remember, he was bringing them together. That's what we read in John 4. That's what you read about in Acts 10, Acts 15. The Lord said, no. I'm going to break it again. Read.
And so the poor of the flock that waited upon me.
The poor of the flock that waited upon Christ were the disciples and those that followed Christ. Like Bishop Kenai said earlier, those that obeyed Christ, they didn't wait for Rome to encircle Jerusalem. They was gone. Read.
So the poor of the flock that waited upon me knew that it was the word of the Lord.
So those disciples knew that everything that Christ said was the word of the Lord, and they obeyed. From there, give me, what time is it? Okay. Give me Isaiah 47. We got time. Isaiah 47, and we're going to start at verse 5.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
O daughter of the Chaldeans. Good.
For thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms.
Thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. Hey, can I have a Statue of Liberty? Please, Alicia. Actually, you know where I want to start? I think I want to start at verse 1, then I'll jump.
Isaiah. Right now, sir?
You got the pictures? Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Read.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. Mm-hmm. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground.
You know what? Real quick, I'm sorry. I have to apologize for this. Go back to, because I wanted y'all to get this precept. Go back to Zechariah 11 and 10.
Zechariah chapter 11.
Because I did say it, but I didn't give y'all a precept, and I want to give y'all a precept to write down with that.
In verse 10, and I took my staff, even Beauty, and cut it asunder, that I might break my covenant, which I had made with all the people.
So now, remember I said that the Lord was bringing the tribes together again. give me Acts 15, verse 14 and 15 as verification for what I said.
Acts chapter 15 and verse 14.
Now, this is talking about Cornelius. Cornelius. Remember, there was a lot of controversy about Cornelius. Cornelius was northern kingdom. Read.
Simeon hath declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name.
So now, there are people read that and go, the Gentiles are other nations. No, Israelites were also called Gentiles too. Now, before we read on, Yuri, give me Matthew 4, verse 15. I think that's the verse. I'm not looking at it. Look at it and just tell me, make sure that's the right verse.
It is, sir.
Okay, read that.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 15. The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
So what were they calling Naphtali and Zebulun? Gentiles, Gentiles, Gentiles. That's northern kingdom. Now we in Acts 15. And what verse we at, Yuri?
I'll read verse 14 again.
Okay.
Simeon hath declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. Verse 15. And to this agree the words of the prophets, as it is written, after this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down.
So think about it. Why is Simeon using this reference in Amos 9 referring to Cornelius? Because Cornelius was of the northern kingdom of Israel. Read again, verse 15. 16, I'm sorry, 16.
Yes, sir. After this, I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up.
So this was the prophecy in Amos 9, Yuri, real quick. 9 and I think it's 11. I'm not looking at it, so, okay, thank you.
Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
I'm going to bring all 12 tribes back together. Go ahead.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
When we were all together as one nation, one people, one race. Go ahead.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
We're going to possess the Edomites. Go ahead.
And of all the heathen, which are called by my name.
All those heathen nations that are called Christians and Jews, we're going to possess them. We're going to own them. They're going to serve us as what? Slaves. Oh, don't misunderstand. Now go back to Acts 15 and 15 again.
Acts chapter 15, verse 15.
16.
Yes, sir. After this, I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up.
Read.
That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things.
How are the Gentiles going to seek after the Lord? Huh? As slaves. We're going to force them to do what? Serve the word of, they're going to obey the scriptures. Everybody understand that? I'm going to prove that. Give me Isaiah 60. I think it's 10. I'm not sure. I think it's 60 and 10. This is how they're going to seek after the Lord. And again, when it says, upon all the Gentiles which are called by my name, that's them that call themselves Jews and Christians. Yehudi. Read that, Yuri.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee.
He smote us. Go ahead.
But in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, that they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
All the wealth of the other nations going to be brought to us, the 12 tribes of Israel. We're going to have the economic advantage. It's going to force all nations to come to us. Everybody understand that? Yes. Go ahead.
and that their kings may be brought.
Their king's going to be forced to come to us. Go ahead.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
They going to what?
Shall perish.
Read.
Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Come on, read on. I like this.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious.
Read.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Now, that's some beautiful stuff right there. I don't know about y'all, but I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for this thing right here. Church don't read this. Church, I know that we ain't reading that. Don't read that. Now, to further prove what I said, that they're going in captivity, they're going to seek the Lord. Zechariah 14, I think, is it 14 or 12? About Egypt. I want that one, Yuri. Zechariah 14, about if Egypt go not up, no rain.
Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 16. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations.
16, read.
All the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
We gonna force the nations to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Not just that one, all of them. This is, Zechariah's just giving us an example. Okay, now notice what it says, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against you. So the Lord ain't killing everybody. He's gonna leave some for the Israelites to, you know. Exactly. Execute judgment on them. Read on.
Verse 17. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem.
Because you're going to have some hard-headed nations. I ain't going up to serve no niggas. Okay. Read on.
To worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
Lord, shut the rain. And the rain goes. Go ahead.
And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that.
Now the Lord again, Zechariah's just giving an example of one nation. He calls Egypt, but there might be others. Read.
And come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
So imagine if there's no rain in your land. That means no crops. Your animals die. You die. That's what it's saying. Now, watch this. Go. You're going to say something, Bishop? Go ahead.
Yeah, that scripture right there, what's so profound about what we're reading is they're going to have to celebrate and worship our high holy days. The same way old people out here celebrating their high holy days, the tables turn. You're going to come and give honor to God and us in keeping his commandments. Right. So I'm looking forward to the day when they have to come up and come keep tabernacles. That's right. That's right.
That's all praises.
All praises. This sounds good. I love this.
Now watch. Let's go back now to Acts 15. I think it was 17, Yuri, if I'm not mistaken. About the other nations.
Yes, sir. Acts chapter 15, verse 17. That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things.
I just gave you some examples on how the residue of men. Residue of men, why? What did we read? What did we just read? Huh? Did y'all say ungodly? Somebody stand up and get a mic. Where the mic at? I need to get right there. Right there. I see it right there. Glasses, stand up. You. Right? Yeah, you. Yes. Stand up. Not you. Right, him. Right. Oh, my God. Yes.
Shalom.
What's your name?
Soldier Bear.
All right, Soldier Bear. The residue of men. What did we read about that?
We just read it in Zechariah.
What it said?
All of the heathen is not going to die.
No.
Leave some left over.
Use a term. You missed it. Your answer's good, but I want the words. You don't remember the words? Does anybody remember the words? And give me a mic. Finally, an officer here has a clue. All praises. There's hope.
Shalom.
Shalom.
It says they that are left.
Right. Of all the nations that are left. That's residue. That's the residue. Y'all see that? All right, go back now. Acts 15, 17.
Acts chapter 15, verse 17. That the residue of men might seek after the Lord.
How they going to seek after the Lord? They got to come up to worship what? The Lord for the Feast of Tabernacles. And if they choose not to, what happens? No rain. So they going, hey, there's another one. Yuri, you might know what it is. You know I don't know the scriptures that where they at. I want the one, Zechariah 8, that says they're going to take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you. Give me that one. 8:23.
Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you.
Do y'all see the honor we gonna get? They gonna, and you know what that precept's with? Yuri? I don't know. Because I didn't write it down. It might be, it's either Deuteronomy 6 and 4 or 4 and 6. I always get that mixed up. 4 and 6? Deuteronomy 4 and 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6.
This is a prophecy that has not occurred, but it will. It happened during the time of Solomon, so I'll take that back. But it will take place on a major level. Go ahead.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
See, that is going to come to pass. That's what Zechariah is talking about. These other nations, after they get das boot, the beat down, they going to humble down, okay? And they going to obey. They're going to want to seek the Lord. And that, give me Isaiah 2. Isaiah 2, I want 2 and 3.
Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
Now that part about all nations always confuses people. That all nations there is talking about Israel. I'm going to give you the precept. Jeremiah 3, 17 and 18.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 17. Hast thou not procured this? Excuse me, that's just chapter 2. Excuse me. Chapter 3, verse 17. At that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of the Lord, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel.
You see that? The house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel. Good?
And they shall come together out of the land of the north, to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers.
Y'all see that? Now, from there, give me Jeremiah 50, 4 and 5.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 4. In those days, and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord their God. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
Read.
My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
That's these church ministers.
They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
Now let's go back to Isaiah 2 and 2.
Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2.
And I'm going to show you that this part about nations, what's going to happen with the real other nations. Read.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
What's going to come out of Zion?
The law.
The law is what's going to be taught throughout the entire planet Earth. Go ahead.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And that's how you know, another way you know them mamsers over there is not the people of the Lord. Where's the law? They ain't teaching no law. They running around with a Talmud. Go ahead. Watch this. And dandruff, yes. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations.
Now, this is the evidence here, verse 4, that the nations you read up above in verse 2 is not the same. Watch verse 4.
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
Which are farming instruments.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
So the nation's going to be subdued. That's when they are subdued and beaten, enslaved. That's when a remnant of them is going to come up and say, let's go up. So that verse 2 is not the same as verse 4. Do y'all see that? Give me Jeremiah 51 and 20.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thou art my battle axe.
The Israelites are what?
My battle axe.
We're the Lord's battle axe. Go ahead.
And weapons of war.
And we are going to be his weapons of war. Go ahead.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nation.
You see, y'all see what's going to happen? This is why they're going to beat their, what did it say? Their something in the pruning hooks, their swords into pruning hooks. We're going to beat the hell out of them. Everybody see that? Yes, read it again, read it again, read it again.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Read.
And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
Read. Watch this.
With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman.
I want to pause right there. You have Israelite camps teaching, we're going to rape white women. We're going to rape Chinese. That ain't happening, brothers. Can you read it again?
With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman.
That don't sound like we raping there. They going to get the hell beat out of them. That's what's going to happen. And we going to enslave them. That's the prophecy. That's right. It ain't no, oh, we're going to rape the woman. Oh, look at her, hide behind the bush. Get her, get her. What is wrong with some of you Israelites? And some of you sisters online have joined yourselves to those idiots. Right. Shame on you, sister. Shame on you. Where we at, Yuri?
Verse 22.
Go ahead.
And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
Read.
I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Yuri, can you get me Revelation, New Testament, for you New Testament only Christians, hypocrites? Revelation 2:25, please.
Revelation.
Let's see if it says the same thing.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
What we got in the Bible, hold fast. Remember, the Bible came with the Apocrypha. Stop seeking out other books that Esau wrote to join with this. Okay, read on, Yuri.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
So we got to overcome what? Our own personal sins, our own personal dilemmas, our own problems that we have with brothers and sisters. We got to overcome our sin nature. Everybody understand that? Read.
To him will I give power over the nations.
Christ said, Yahweh Shai said, he's going to give us power over the nations. Read.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken.
See that word broken? We're going to break them. Didn't we just read that in Jeremiah? With thee will I break in pieces. What did Christ say? Read again, Yuri.
They shall be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
Christ said, the power I got, I'm going to give you some too. I'm going to give you that power. Good?
And I will give him the morning star.
And I will give him the mornings. I'm going to give you complete understanding. I'm going to give you the tree of life. That's what he's saying. All the laws that you don't know about, the laws of the universe, the laws of life, the laws of creation, the laws that make elements come together, I'm going to give you that tree of life, which encompasses all various laws throughout the system, the universe. What verse you at, Yuri?
Verse 29.
You in verse 20, that was 229? 220.
That was
Go ahead, read.
Yes, sir. Verse 29. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
The 7 churches were Israelites. Those were Israelite colonies throughout Asia Minor. Okay, let's go back now. Where were we at originally, Yuri? Because I forgot. I think
Isaiah
47. Okay, Isaiah 47.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So the virgin daughter of Babylon, give me the precept, Yuri. Psalms 137. Write this down. Psalms 137, around 15, I think, somewhere like that. I forgot.
Verse 8.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sorry, verse 7. Psalms chapter 137 and verse 7.
Now, this is going to explain the daughter of Babylon.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Who is Edom, brothers? White man. Yes, sir. Esau, the so-called white man. Very good. Come on.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, race it.
That means destroy it, destroy it.
Even to the foundation thereof.
Here it come.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
So Esau is the daughter of Babylon. Write that down. Esau is the daughter of Babylon. Now keep reading. I'm going to show y'all something.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Watch this.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Where did we just read that? Let me hear you believe Baruch. Yes. Where did we just read that? Let me see who's paying attention. Where the mic? Y'all know I got a short temper. I'm what is the word? Check. I lack patience. I'm praying for it.
Shalom, leadership.
Old and cranky.
Revelation 2 and 25.
No. Stay right there. Stay right there. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. You know what that means? You take a baby and you throw it, pop. Where did we just read that? Hey, for you crazy brothers, we ain't doing that on this side of the earth. Wait till Christ come, give us the power. When we rule, that's when that's talking about. Not now. Baruch, you got it? What was his nickname? BB Baruch. BB Baruch. I ain't seen him in a long time. Y'all don't know that this brother got stabbed teaching the gospel. So you get all praise to the Lord. You still here.
Yes, sir.
All praises to the Lord.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to give you a break, Baruch. You have a seat. Some of y'all would have ran. We'd never see y'all again. Y'all be with Kirk Franklin kissing Billy Graham's little dirty hand. All right, there's a brother in the back. I don't know. You in the back. Glasses? Just read it.
Hey, shalom, Bishop.
Shalom.
Jeremiah 51.
What does it say?
We're gonna break the men, women, children, all of them.
Very good.
23.
Can y'all let's get it because y'all forgot.
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 22. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young.
Y'all see that right there? Go ahead.
And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
So old and young talking about them babies, the little cute babies. I know that sounds very graphic, and it's right now. I could not do that. I see a little bit. It's not there yet. That's why the Lord said we would do it according to what? His anger, not ours. Now I'll get mad at an adult and punch him in the face. Yeah, I'll do that. But a baby, I'm not there yet. Lord have mercy on me. Where do I want to go from there? Yuri, where was we at?
Isaiah 47.
I know, but pause. There's something I want. Babies. Oh, Elisha, give me the conquistadors, the drawings of, what's his name? Bartholomew de las Casas. I want the babies to show you what done happened. Because some of y'all are new. Y'all really don't know the history that well. Some of you do, some of you don't. De las Casas. C-A-S-A-S. Images. Right there. You see, right there. Right. Look for the baby. Right there. I want that big on the screen. Put it. Download that. And put that on the screen. Now I want y'all to take a look. They used to hang us, these are Northern Kingdom, they hung them up by 13, which represented, in the books it says represented Christ and the 12 apostles. That's them hanging up right there. That's how they did it. Now look in the conquistador's hand. Do y'all see a baby in his hand? Do you see a stone wall there that he's going to smash the baby's head? Do y'all see that? Go back to Psalms 137.
Psalms chapter 137 and verse 9.
No, start above it.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
That's the part I wanted y'all to see. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. What did they do to us? They smashed our babies against the stones. They killed. They didn't care if they was 3 months old, 2 months old, a newborn. They smashed the babies against the stone. That's why the next verse, Yuri.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Do y'all see the prophecy? The Lord is a just God. He's about justice. We've never seen justice in society. We can't spell justice. Do you understand what's going on? People say, I want justice. Then we tell them this scripture. No, I don't want that. Then you don't want justice. I'm confident saying I want true justice. I want this to come to pass. But guess what? I know the Lord has to change me. He has to change us because our minds, our spirits really ain't there yet. Y'all know you ain't there yet because you weak to the room. You weak to the damn woman. You ain't there yet. Anyway, where we at, Yuri?
Isaiah 47.
Isaiah 47.
Yes, sir.
Let's read that again.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1.
So now we know who the daughter of Babylon is.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
What race is the virgin daughter of Babylon? Esau. Very good, very good. Read on.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. America pushes the narrative that they are a Christian society. They love all people. It's a democracy. They push Christianity. That's what it means. Thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Read.
Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks.
Now when it says uncover thy locks, as a tender and delicate woman, it's written in scriptures that women should do what? Cover their heads. Cover their heads. Here it says, uncover thy locks. Meaning, I'm going to show the world who you really are. Read.
Make bare the leg.
Make bare the legs means what? Initially, their leg is covered. As a tender and delicate woman, the dress or the skirt goes down to the ankle. God says, uncover the leg. The leg is the calf area. Uncover the calf. Read.
Uncover the thigh.
Now it says, uncover the thigh. So the dress is going further and further up. Read.
Pass over the rivers.
Now it says, pass over the rivers. What is the rivers? Give me 2 scriptures, Yuri. Ephesians 5:26, then Ezekiel 47. Don't let me forget that. I didn't write this down. I'm just shooting from the hip. Come on.
Ephesians Chapter 5, verse 26.
Is it 5:26?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
So the water is represented by the word. The word is represented as water. Now, Yuri, Ezekiel 47 about the water.
Ezekiel chapter 47 and verse 1. Afterward, he brought me again unto the door of the house, and behold, waters issued out from under the threshold of the house eastward.
Now, this also goes with Isaiah 2 about the law shall go forth from Zion. Go ahead.
Out from under the threshold of the house eastward, for the forefront of the house stood toward the east, and the waters came down from the right side of the house, at the south side of the altar. Then brought he me out of the way of the gate northward, and led me about the way without unto the utter gate by the way that looketh eastward. And behold, there ran out waters on the right side.
Remember, the waters represent the word of God, the law. Read.
And when the man that had the line in his hand went forth eastward, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the waters. The waters were to the ankles.
So this is time going by. When the truth came out, it says the waters were to the ankles. Understand this, brothers. The judgment that's going to come on us is different than the judgment that's going to come on those that preceded us. It's going to be different than the ones that succeed us. I want you to understand. The Lord gave the first remnant of those Israelites that woke up from the time of the 50s and 60s. He said the water was only to the ankles. I gave them this much understanding. They knew that. That's why many times you'll hear me say, the elders at the old school, we congregated on the Sabbath, but we cooked on the Sabbath. We bought and sold on the Sabbath. Women only wore dresses and covered their head when they congregated. Outside, they dressed like hoochie mamas. That's how it was. Okay, everybody with me so far? Okay, watch. Read again, verse 4.
Read it again or read verse 4?
Verse 3, I'm sorry, verse 3 again.
Yes, sir, verse 3. And when the man that had the line in his hand went forth eastward, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the waters. The waters were to the ankles.
Read.
Again, he measured 1,000 and brought me through the waters. The waters were to the knee.
Now time goes by. God says, I'm going to give them a little more understanding. Those that have been faithful, what does it say? If you're faithful in least, you'll be faithful in much. So, brothers, sisters, there was a remnant that was faithful. And a little bit that they had. And they studied, you remember, studied, prayed, applied. Then more understanding. Hey, the women are not supposed to be dressing like hoes and thoughts. We men are supposed to be family men. We are supposed to observe the Sabbath. No cooking, no buying and selling. You remember that? Sitting, going through the scriptures. Hey, this is what the Bible says. We got to wear fringes. Remember, that was a big controversy. Brothers saying, oh no, you niggas going to get us killed. We're not supposed to be, brother, the wife you got was this brother's wife. That's adultery. You remember that? Brother, we could write a book about the things that went on. So much that y'all got to get out. Get out! We was thrown out. It was the original school, then it was House of David, 12 tribes, and then IUIC. So I'm just taking y'all through roughly things in time, the timeline. Now the point we're at, now I don't know if we're at the knees or wherever, but I'm just showing you how things have progressed, and that's what Ezekiel is saying. Yuri, what verse are you at?
We have verse 4.
Read again.
Again, he measured 1,000 and brought me through the waters. The waters were to the knees. Again, he measured 1,000 and brought me through. The waters were to the loins.
Now the water comes to the loins. So that's more understanding. That's why I said those that succeed, is that the proper word, succeed? Those that succeed us, meaning come after us, if there's another generation, because I don't know exactly where we're at according to this, they're going to be judged on another level because they were given more understanding. To whom much is given. Say it on the mic. I can't quote. I'll be messing things up. Come on.
To much is given, much is required.
Exactly.
If you mind me saying, Bishop. As Bishop is going through this, and you grow in understanding, and at least in my lifetime, I'm going to say, I've seen the increase over the years. You young men know a lot more than we've understood earlier on. It took us a longer time to get to this period. A lot of you have a lot of information, the way information is disseminated today. Back then, if you want to learn, you had to get up and go to the school. You couldn't sit home and watch online. It wasn't like that. We didn't have the access that you have to the word 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's thousands of hours of content for you to learn from. But with that comes much more responsibility. Hope you understand that. The judgment is going to be, in many cases, much more severe, and much more is going to be required of you. What we have is that we have more experience. So we could tell you, don't do that. I'm going to tell you, I can tell you where this is going to end. That's why the backdoor marriages, Bishop, I've seen it for decades. I'm telling you, this is how the end result of it. Now, either you listen or you don't listen. Either way, you're going to find out from the Lord.
That's right. Oh, praises. Where you at, Yuri?
Verse 5. Afterward, he measured 1,000, and it was a river that I could not pass over, for the waters were risen, waters to swim in, a river that could not be passed over.
Right. So now let's go back to Isaiah 47.
Isaiah.
So this water, brothers, represents the word of God being taught, coming out. Well, Yuri, give me the precept. I'm going to give you another one. 2 Thessalonians 2 about, what is it? I can't quote. About, I don't even know the words. 2 Ezra 2. You know what I'm talking about. When we're going to teach the word and reveal the wicked. That one.
Oh, I got you.
2
Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3.
Okay. No, not that high up. About we going to reveal the wicked. Then shall the wicked be revealed. What verse is 7, 8, 9, somewhere there?
That's chapter, verse 8.
Verse 8. Okay, read above it.
Yes, sir. Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work.
The mystery of iniquity is, listen good, is a metaphor, just like the abomination of desolation is a metaphor, is a similitude, is an allegory, is code words. Hip talk. Let him that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Read it again. That's hip talk. Read it again, Yuri.
For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work.
The mystery of iniquity, in case you're wondering, is the white man. He was called Rome at that time. He is the mystery of iniquity. Why are Israelites? They're the wicked. What do our people say? Oh, no, it could never be. No, nope, I don't believe it. No. That ain't Jesus. Nope. That's what you hear. Read on.
For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let.
It's God that's letting them rule. That's what it means. Only he that now letteth will let. The he there is the Lord Almighty, Yahweh. He's the one that lets them rule. Go ahead.
Until he be taken out of the way.
Until a white man be taken out of the way. Come on.
And then shall that wicked be revealed.
How is it going to be revealed? Read.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Right. The spirit of God's mouth is the Bible. The Bible is the spirit of God's mouth. How is it revealing them? Through you brothers teaching. You sisters teaching your daughters and your sons. That's how it's being. And them young girls, that's how they're being revealed. It ain't going to speak on its own. Some of you got Bibles at home with dust on it. You know your mama got an old Bible sitting there. Ain't never been opened. Read again.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
There's a time period when the Lord says, you men have done a good job. Now let me step in. Then the Lord's going to come in and destroy Babylon the Great and NATO. Everybody understand that? Yes, don't get scared now. Let's go back to Isaiah 47.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 2. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers.
The rivers is the waters. Pass over. And guess what the rivers are doing? Revealing them. Revealing that she is not a Christian state. America is not the Jew. She is not what she has portrayed herself to be. Read.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
We're going to reveal, we have been revealing the nakedness of America. Read.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
What is the shame? Because she proclaims herself as a virgin. You know, Madonna, like a virgin. Oh, oh. What the hell is this? You know she was a whore. That's America. So it says, reveal, uncover her shame. A virgin, I'm sorry to be somewhat graphic, but the vagina is tight. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But a whore is wide open and hangs and blows in the wind. That ain't no virgin. That's a hoe right there. The hell is this? You can put your, be quiet. Going back to Isaiah 47.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Yes, thy shame shall be seen. You ain't no virgin, America. You're not tender or delicate. You're not a Christian society. You're not. Go ahead.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
You hear what the Lord says? He said, I'm going to take vengeance, and I'm not going to meet you as a man. Like when you put the crown of thorns on my head and put nails in my hands and stab me in the side. I'm not going to meet you like that. Come on. Not this time. Go ahead.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
The Holy One of Israel. Go ahead.
Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
Because America is called the Lady of Kingdoms. Everybody wants to come to the United States of America. Everybody. This is the golden city. Come on.
Verse 6, I was wroth with my people.
The Lord was mad with us. That's what slavery was all about. Come on.
I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy.
This white man has showed us no mercy. Come on.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
On the older ones. Go ahead.
And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
I'm going to be a lady, a queen forever. Go ahead.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
You didn't consider the latter end of what the Bible says. Go ahead.
Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures. America
is given to pleasures. And guess what? Many of our people love and follow America. Going back, you hold this, going right back. Because we just read, therefore now hear this. Therefore hear now this, thou that are given to pleasures. 2 Thessalonians 2, and I think it's verse 10, if I'm not mistaken, about pleasures, about our people. You find it?
Yes, sir.
It's right there.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
And with all deceitfulness of sin. That's what unrighteousness means. And with all deceitfulness, deceivableness means deceit. And with all deceit of sin. Go ahead.
In them that perish.
In them that perish. That's our people appointed to die. Watch this. It's going to tell why.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
Because our people don't receive the love of God's commandments.
That they might be saved.
That they might be saved. Go ahead.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie.
One lie is that America is a Christian society. Another lie is that Jesus Christ is white, born on December 25th, and we're all equal. These are lies. Read. Watch this.
That they all,
listen good to this,
might be damned.
That they all might be damned. Talking about our people.
Who believe not the truth.
Who believe not the truth, but what?
But had pleasure in unrighteousness.
But had pleasure in unrighteousness. That's our mothers, our fathers, some of our sisters, some of our brothers, our kinfolk. That's them. Go back to Isaiah 47.
Isaiah chapter 47.
What verse was that?
Verse 8.
Right.
Therefore.
Same verse.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Therefore, hear now this. Thou that art given to pleasures.
Thou that are given to pleasures. Come on.
That dwellest carelessly.
That dwellest carelessly.
That sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside
When
me.
America says I am, they're saying they are God. I'm sorry, put that on the screen, Elisha. I apologize, I've been forgetting. The Lady of Kingdoms. The United States of America sits as a queen with the crown on her head, holding up the torch of light, that she is the light bearer of truth to all nations. But it's all deceit. All deceit. This is Babylon the Great. This is the United States of America. Back to Isaiah 47, please. What verse you at, Yuri?
Still number 8.
Right.
That sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow.
Now you see that part? I am, and none else beside me. There's no other nation that compares right now to the United States of America. They got something called BRICS, where you have Brazil, what's the R? Russia, India, China, and South Africa, where they're creating a new monetary system. And they're thinking they're going to overthrow America's economic system. Now, America may let that go through to destroy the economy, to bring in a digital society. I want you to bear with me, but that shall not stand. You best believe, you think America's going to allow Brazil, Russia, who else? India, China, and South Africa to get the best of them? Don't you believe it? Oh, they already know what they were planning. They got something for them. But they're going to just sit back and relax. That's what it means. Read that part again.
I am, and none else beside me.
They're saying, I'm God, and nobody else can stand beside me. Go ahead.
I shall not sit as a widow.
I shall not sit a widow. Go ahead.
Neither.
Meaning what? A widow meaning no loss of allies. Go ahead.
Neither shall I know the loss of children.
My children will not die, meaning the citizens here in America. Come on.
But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
In a moment, in one day. Go ahead.
The loss of children.
You're going to lose them citizens. They're going to die. Go ahead.
And widowhood.
And widowhood. Them allies you got, they're going to be gone. Go ahead.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorceries.
For the multitude of thy sorceries.
And for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Now the sorceries and enchantments, we don't use those words today. Today you call it science. You call it Christianity. You call it a democracy. That's their, what did it say? Their sorcery and enchantments. Read.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee.
All that science you got, all that learning in Christianity and politics, it has perverted thee. Go ahead.
And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
But in their mind, I'm God, and nobody can be beside me. Go ahead.
Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
So the Lord is saying there's a trap set for America. Something's about to go down. They're not going to see it coming. Oh, let me give you the precept for that. Hold that. Obadiah. Verse, I think it's 7, Yuri. It's not in my notes. I think it's 7. Look at it about their allies. The men that were at something with thee. Is that it? The men that, I forgot.
Confederate. Yes,
Verse
sir. Verse
7?
7.
Okay, that's
Obadiah, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy.
Their confederacy, write this down, is NATO, the European Union. NATO, the European Union. NATO is the military side. The EU is the economic side of them. Write that down. You ain't going to get this in church. I said you ain't going to get this in church. Oh, the breakdown? NATO and the EU. The EU stands for European Union. NATO is the military side of them. The EU is the economic side. They deal with monetary. Okay. Yuri, we there? Where you at, Yuri?
Verse 7.
Right.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee.
The men that were at peace with thee.
Have deceived thee.
They have deceived thee.
And prevailed against thee.
And they prevailed against thee.
They that eat thy bread.
They that eat your bread. Because remember, the Belgium Conference, remember, all them European countries got a piece of Africa. When America created the atom bomb, what's it called, the atom bomb? They gave the understanding to other European countries. They didn't give it to the black people. Not you blackies. And not you Arabs, because you're kind of brown over there. They gave it. China had to steal it to get it. Iran trying to get it now. Read that again for me.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Think about it. They that eat thy bread. You went to Netherlands with me, right? How beautiful is Netherlands?
Listen, that's old money.
Old money.
That's older than America. That's old money over there. That place, they're missing nothing. They have all the amenities of life that you're looking for over there. Not missing a beat.
That is one of the most beautiful places. The streets, oh, you have no idea. It ain't like these streets out here. They got the bricks, paved, everything. I think there was a wine testing thing when we got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the place. You have to see it for yourself. When I'm talking about how they live, you could tell that their lifestyle of living, the cleanliness of the street, far beyond America, far beyond here.
Exactly. Immaculate. But as we know, like Belgium, Netherlands, they got all that money from Africa. They got all the resources and all that off the backs of slaves.
Yep.
That's how they got it. Okay, everybody understand that?
You know, it's like that too. Germany.
Germany.
I went there and I was shocked, man, how they living over there.
Where we at, Yuri?
We're at the bottom of verse 7.
Read again.
Yes, sir. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
See, when it says a wound, it means a trap. They gonna trap them up. Let me help you. Let me give you a New Testament precept for you Christian hypocrites. They mad at me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I got to try to win them over. I got to be nice and cute. I can be nice and cute. What you eating, baby? Nuts and honey. See, the old me, they go, what you eating, baby? None of your damn business. Shoot, that was Paul Mooney. Where we at, Yuri? Revelation 17.
Revelation chapter 17 in verse...
is it 12? Let's start at 12.
Verse 12.
Watch this. Goes with Obadiah, verse 7.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Hold on. Write this down. 1957, the EU was formed. NATO was formed between 1957 and 1981. That's when they started to establish. Let's put up the 10 horns, please. Now this is the 10 common markets. Put it on the screen. Write down the 10. Come on, put it back on the screen. Thank you. The 10 horns, also called the 10 common markets. Today they call that the EU, NATO.
Greece, France, Luxembourg, United Kingdom, Ireland, Belgium, Italy, Netherlands, Germany, Denmark.
Right. Now today there's more than 10, but this is how they started out. There's 10 major nations that's part of the 10 horns, which is the 10 commonwealths. Amaziah, you said something? Okay. So where we at, Yuri?
Revelation 17, and we just read verse 12.
Okay, 13 now.
Verse 13. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Notice good what it says. These have one mind. It's very important. Esau has always collaborated one with another. Esau has always worked together. Even when they're mad with each other, they work together. There's a problem with us, though. We're the only race that cannot be on one accord. Real quick, let me show you. 1 Corinthians 1, I think it's 10, Yuri. We coming right back here, though, Yuri.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10.
This is what the Lord said to us.
Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye all speak the same thing.
That you all speak the same thing.
And that there be no divisions among you.
And that there be no divisions among you.
But that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind.
In the same mind.
And in the same judgment.
And in the same judgment. The problem with black people always, black and Latinos, always, one of you think you're smarter than everybody else. One of you always got the master plan that contradicts the Bible. We've seen this from when we came in all the way up to now. Somebody always shows their nigger behind. I's a nigger. I got something to say. I got some new revelation. It happens all the time. Brother, get your black behind out. Go. We always see. I'm sitting back waiting for it to happen again. I said to the bishop, just wait. Somebody thinks they're smart. They're going to come with some new doctrine, like we saw it 2018. New doctrine. Passover, you can eat turkey and cheesecake, and a lot of you women ran out the congregation behind that stupidity. And now a lot of you begging to come back. Nope, stay on out, because you're going to bring some foolishness in here. That's the judgment. Stay out. Learn online. But you're being mean. No. We don't want confusion. So we just sit back and wait. Sit back and wait. Going back to Revelation 17, before I get off topic. Revelation 17. What verse was that, Yuri?
We just read 13.
13 again.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 13. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Their power and strength is their economic system and their military. The military system, they support America through NATO. Economics, they support it through the EU. That's what they do. Under the EU, you got America running the IMF and what's the other one? World Bank, thank you. America runs that. I don't care if they get the face of a black man as the manager, he's just the face. Or a Japanese man, he's just the face. They're the ones that dictate in Africa and say, we know you have all the gold, I'm getting hoarse, all the gold, all the diamonds, all the silver, the bauxite, you have it all. But listen to what we have to say. Your money is garbage. Your money equals 10 of your dollars equals one of ours. And our people in Africa, but we have the gold, we have the dot, we have everything. We got the resources. White man said, we don't give a damn. We're the power on earth. You have nothing to say, little ass, you black African. That's what they do. T.D. Jakes, go ahead, go ahead, say it.
Why T.D. Jakes, an affluent pastor, so-called black pastor, why isn't he talking about this? Why isn't your Creflo Dollars talking about this? These affluent celebrities that have all this influence, but they mad at Kyrie, mad at Kanye for saying that we are the Israelites. Ain't that something special? Damn devils.
Exactly. Yuri, where we at again? I lost my place. I flipped the page.
We at verse 14 now?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 17, verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb.
You see what them 10 horns, the 10 common markers going to do? These shall what?
These shall make war with the Lamb.
They're going to make war with Christ when he returns. Go ahead.
And the Lamb shall overcome them.
Ain't going to be no real fight. And you can read about that fight. Is it 2nd Ezra 13? You can read about it there. Read on.
For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
That's the Israelites. That's right. That's the 12 tribes. Come on.
And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth.
Where the horse? Why is the whore? Because she ain't no tender and delicate nation. She's a whore. Isaiah 47 is going with Revelation 17. Write that down. Go ahead.
And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Come on.
and the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
These shall hate the whore. What was that? Read that again.
And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
They're going to hate America. They already hate her, but they got to keep it quiet. Watch, read.
And shall make her desolate.
It's going to take, listen to what I'm about to say. It's going to take 10 nations to take down the United States of America. Listen good to what I'm saying. On the media, America says, oh, Russia has more weapons than we do. China has a bigger military. And we're so poor, the deficit. We owe so much money. Stop the lies. It's propaganda, and some of you fall for the propaganda. The Bible says America is called Babylon the Great. Why is she called the Great? She's the greatest empire on the earth. She has the military might and the economic might. When you read Revelation 18, the next chapter, it tells you America, Babylon, is the one that made all nations rich. She's the one. Don't fall for the hoopla, for the okie doke. Read that again.
And the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Burn her with fire. Go ahead.
For God had put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
The Lord is behind this. The Lord is behind this. That's why you got that little, what's the little short 5-foot goat dude? Macron of France. He says he wants to create his own NATO. He said, I want a new NATO different than the one America got set up. Read.
For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city,
Babylon the Great,
which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Which reigneth over all nations on the earth. The Bible's telling you, this place right here rules all nations. Stop thinking, oh, America doesn't have the military might. She's poor, the deficit. That's why she can't give reparations. That's a lie. Lie, 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 lie. From there, 2nd Esdras 15. And we're going to start at verse. Yuri.
Sir.
Up in there. Start at verse 40.
2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 40.
Watch this.
The great and mighty clouds shall be lifted up.
This is their military jets, planes, fire things, fighter. What is it called? Fighter jets. Thank you. Come on, y'all. Read.
The great and mighty clouds shall be lifted up, full of wrath. And the star
is a weapon, a missile.
That they may make all the earth afraid.
Now, this right here, write this down, verse 40, goes into the 10 horns. Watch this. Read on.
And them that dwell therein. And they shall pour out over every high and eminent place an horrible star.
A horrible star goes to an ICBM missile. Right?
Fire and hail and flying swords.
Flying swords is missiles. Everything's not an ICBM. That's the daddy of all daddies. But the other missiles they got is these flying swords. Go ahead.
And many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters.
Come on.
And they shall break down the cities and walls.
That's what these missiles do. Go ahead.
Mountains and hills, trees of the wood and grass of the meadows, and their corn.
Come on, watch this. Here it come.
And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid.
NATO's going to come to Babylon. It's going to take 10 nations to take this one place down. Because if 1-on-1, they're going to get wiped out. And guess what? That includes Russia. Russia can beat America. Oh, no, she can't. Right. She can barely holding on against Ukraine. The hell is this? Come on.
They shall come to her and besiege her.
They shall come to her and what?
Besiege her.
Besiege her. Come on.
The star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her.
You see that part right there? and all that be about her shall bewail her. Here's the precept. Revelation 18, 9, and 10. My voice is going. Sorry. Revelation 18, 9, and 10.
Revelation chapter 18. And
all I want is 9 and 10.
Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication.
And the kings of the earth that have committed fornication with America, that fornication means they have made a confederacy and joined with America economically and militarily. Everybody with me so far? Read.
And live deliciously
and
with
see
her.
that part right there? And live deliciously. America has allowed these European countries to live deliciously, financially. Go ahead.
Shall bewail her.
Oh, shall what?
Bewail her. And lament for her.
And lament for her.
When they shall see the smoke of her burning.
When they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Y'all see that? Everybody see that? Let's go on back to 2 Ezra 15. We're almost done.
2 Ezra chapter 15.
Verse 43.
Verse
44. You went 44. Almost that again.
Verse 44. They shall come to her.
Notice the they. It don't say it or he or she. It says they, meaning more than one nation. Read.
They shall come to her and besiege her, the star, and all wrath shall they pour out upon her.
The her is Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
Then shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear.
Prisoners of war. Prisoners of war. That's what that's talking about, doing service. Now watch this.
And thou, Asia, that art
wait. Asia, not only does it include China, Japan, Korea, South and North Korea, you also got Iran, that's over there. Not Arabia, that's the South. Iran, Iraq, them guys, go ahead.
And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon.
That art partaker of the hope of Babylon. So China, for example, they love America. Go ahead.
And art the glory of her person.
Come on.
Woe be unto thee, thou wretch.
Thou wretch. Now, China's the first one, so we're going to just talk about China. Write this down. China is Moab. Go ahead. China is Moab.
Because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
So let me say it again. I'm going to say it this way. You got China, which is Moab. Then you have Ammon, A-M-M-O-N, which is Japan. Japan is also South and North Korea. That's Ammon. Everybody got that, right? That down. We don't.
Because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers.
Now, when it talks about the daughters being decked, the lovers, it's not talking about women running around having sex. It's talking about their merchants, their corporations. Their corporations. In Revelation, it uses the word their merchants. That's the word. Come on.
That they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Read.
Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works.
So Asia, Moab and Ammon, has followed her, Babylon the Great, America, that is hated in all her works. Go ahead.
And inventions.
America came with the atom bomb. Sometime later, China got it somehow. All the European nations was given the technology. Not Africa, not Iran, Iraq, not India. Well, no, India does have it now. They got it. Now, whether they stole it or not is another story. But America didn't willingly give it to them. We don't.
Therefore, saith God, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine.
I want y'all to notice what we're reading here is saying the same thing where? In Isaiah 47 about widowhood and things of that nature. Read it again.
I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
Go ahead.
And the glory of thy power shall be dried
So
up.
now, correction. This is all going to what's happened to Asia. Asia. Go ahead.
And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower when the heat shall arise that is sent over thee.
So what's going to happen to Asia? It says, and the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower when the heat shall arise that is sent over thee. Missiles, bombs.
Poor woman with stripes. And as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not jealousy have so proceeded against thee.
What? We getting to a point. Come on.
Saith the Lord. If thou hadst not always slain my chosen.
See what Asia did? They always killed us. So much that they wiped it out of the history books. They don't even talk about us being slaves in Asia, in China, in Korea, in Japan. They don't talk about that in schools. But there is a book, and I believe it's called the beginning of Black history. I brought it out some time ago, where it talked about China, how they had slaves, and we built the Great Wall of China. It's a history. It says the history, the beginning of anybody, huh? No, that ain't what I'm talking about. It might be in that, but that ain't the book that I'm talking about. Anyway, read on. It'll pop into my mind in a minute. Go ahead.
If thou hadst not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of thine hands, and saying over their dead when thou wast drunken, set forth thy beauty of thy...
Now, wait a minute. They made a cartoon called Black Samurai. Is that the name of it? Afro Samurai, thank you. Which was based on a real story. Oh, hey, can you type in Alicia? I forgot. Abiel, New York, Abiel, Captain Abiel. What's the samurai's name, the black guy? What is it? Yasuke? Soke? Can somebody spell it on the thing? Send it on the mic. Come on, help me out here.
Atlanta IT got it, Bishop.
Hey, Shalom, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
His name is Yosuk.
Yosuk? Okay, very good. Can you blow up one of those? Put it on the screen first. Put it on the screen. I don't want no cartoon. Oh, they all drawings. Anyway, go down. No, raise it up. No, other way. I know it's me. Come on, keep going. I want that one on the left. All the way on the left, right there. I'm sorry for yelling. I'm old and cranky. I'm sorry. Put it on the screen. Put the whole thing on the screen. Okay, that's it. The book is Black Holocaust, y'all was right, for beginners. Write that down. Y'all get that book, Black Holocaust for Beginners. Now enlarge this. And what's his name again? Yasuke? Whatever. We were in Japan. We were in China, and that's been kept secret. You ask the average black school teacher, we were never over there. You wrong. Aren't you a teacher of history and you don't know this? They don't know this. Okay? That's them right there. All right, let's go on back to where we was at. Yuri, help me.
Yes, sir.
Where we at?
Verse 53.
We're in verse 53. Now, I'm still talking about America, but this is Asia right now, but it's going to bring America right back in. Go ahead.
If thou hadst not always slain my chosen.
That's what Asia did to us. Go ahead.
Exalting the stroke of thine hands and saying over their dead when thou was drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance, the reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom.
God says the reward of the whoredoms of Asia shall be in their bosom. Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou receive recompense.
Therefore shalt thou receive judgment or payback. Go ahead.
Like as thou hast done unto my chosen.
Y'all see that? Like as thou hast done unto my chosen. That's why you must use the Bible as your primary source, because it tells you everything. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord, even so shall God do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief.
Destruction. Read.
Thy children shall die of hunger.
Asia, your children shall die of hunger.
And thou shalt fall through the sword.
War.
thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field.
So all their cities, Hong Kong, and give me some cities over there. Is Bangkok over there? No, that ain't. Well, that's Asia. But give me some more. Who? Did somebody say Ethiopia? Oh, Tokyo. Thank you. Tokyo. Y'all messed me up. I'm old. I can't hear. Come on, read on.
They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh.
See that? Eat their own flesh. That happened to us. Going to happen to them. Go ahead.
And drink their own blood for very hunger of bread and thirst of water.
No food. What verse you at?
Verse 59.
Come on.
Thou as unhappy shalt come through the sea and receive plagues again.
They're military navy. Go ahead.
And in the passage, they shall rush on the idol city.
They're going to rush on the idol city, Asia.
And shall destroy some portion of thy land.
And shall destroy some portion of thy land. Watch this.
And consume part of thy glory.
Here it comes.
And shall return to Babylon that was destroyed.
Y'all see that right there? So by the time the military's coming back, the Navy's, some of the military's coming back, the Navy's coming back. But Babylon, America, has already been destroyed. Already finished. It's going to take 10 nations. Yeah, to get a Lord hand for that. What you scared for? I don't know about that. So now, let's go back to Isaiah 47 and we're done. What time is it? Okay. Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. Kept y'all this long. Come on, Isaiah 47.
Isaiah.
What verse was you in?
Verse 12. That's where we stopped at.
All right, we might jump. Let me see. I didn't know the time was this late. I apologize. That's the spirit of Bishop Yawasop on me. What verse you said, Yuri?
We stopped at verse 9.
Jump to. Right, read on.
Yes, sir. Verse 10.
Read quick.
But thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Come on.
Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth.
Remember, the 10 nations, NATO, going to set a trap for America, like it said in Obadiah. Revelation 17 revealed them 10 nations that was at peace with them. Go get them. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off.
God says you ain't going to be able to stop this. Go ahead.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Come on.
Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorcery.
So the Lord is saying, get your scientists, get your military, get your Christian, get your, what else they got? Your political people. Let's see if you can stop this. Come on.
Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Watch that. Y'all see that part right there? Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. America's a young nation. America began, what year was that? 1776. Elisha, do me a favor. Put Washington, D.C. plus, not the plus symbol, Masonic, Masonic design. Overhead street design, something like under images. Oh, yes, right there. That's a good one right there. Put it on the screen. Yes, put it on the screen. From the Washington Monument, the Masons from around 1776, they mapped this out. And their people realized that at the heads of these streets forms the pentagram, which is the goat head, which is Baal worship. Like, what is it? Balenciaga, which means Baal is king. This whole society is based upon sorcery, upon witchcraft. Y'all don't know what time it is. Y'all better wake up in your Christian churches. Go on back to Isaiah 47 and verse 12 again.
Yes, sir. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit if so be thou mayest prevail.
Read.
Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels.
Your counsels with your Senate, your assemblyman. Oh, we got something that we got to meet. We need a bipartisan garbage. God says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Go ahead.
Let now the astrologers.
Let now America's filled with astrologists. Read.
The stargazers. The monthly prognosticators. Stand up and save thee.
Let them save thee. Come on.
From these things that shall come upon thee.
Read.
Behold, they shall be as stubble.
As stubble. Come on.
The fire shall burn them.
The fire shall burn them.
They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
When them 10 nations send their missiles here, it said, remember, Israel got something called the Iron Dome. It shoots down missiles. Y'all know about that, right? Who gave them that? America gave them that technology. So if Israel got that top notch, what do you think America got? They got one bigger and better. But guess what? It's going to take 10 nations. You come from the front, France, y'all come from the side, like a, what is it called, a pincer? Is that the right word? When they come like that? It's a flank. Let's flank them. We come from the front, y'all the nations come from the side. Y'all go around to the back. America ain't going to see it. They ain't going to be able to stop this. Read that again, Yuri.
Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at.
Meaning a coal to comfort themselves at.
Nor fire to sit before.
When you sit down before fire, that's to warm yourself, to comfort yourself. God said ain't going to be no comfort for Babylon, for America. Read.
Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored.
Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored. Your companies, your allies. Read.
Even thy merchants.
Your companies. Go ahead.
From thy youth.
From your youth.
They shall wander, every one to his quarter. None shall save thee.
They shall wander, everyone to his quarter, meaning the nation they originally came from. Those that are left. None shall save thee. That was it. Huh? Oh, you got to put it on the screen? Speak on it. I'm getting hoarse. Come on, man. Help me out here.
So this is the Iron Dome. It's a defense system that whenever missiles are directed or inbound to a certain region, they have strategic, what do you call that? Ballistic missiles set up to counter strike those that are headed towards them. And it's called an Iron Dome because they say that missiles are, it's impenetrable. It's impenetrable to attack Israel because of the missile system they have set up.
But it's not 100% because a missile just hit Israel 2 days ago. One of the missiles got through from Gaza over there. So they say it's 100%, but it is not 100%.
Right. So, Elisha, I just put something. I sent you something. Thank you, Captain Abiel. Watch this. I mentioned the pincer. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay. Put that on the screen. Watch this. I mentioned a pincer, how these nations going to attack. A military strategy. Put that up. Put that up. Okay. Can you zoom in? Read that, Yuri?
Pincer attack. Plural pincer attacks. Military. An attack in which two or more forces attack from multiple sides at once.
Y'all see that? That's a military strategy. America ain't going to see it coming. Everybody understand that? So, brothers, sisters, never give up. Never give in. Never give up. Never give in. All praises to the Lord. All praises.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, all praise to the Most High. Another wonderful class from the bishop. All praises to the Most High. Hey, Officer Lisha, we ready? Let's roll, let's roll, let's roll. He just said he ready.
20 minutes.
All right. Let me pull it up. Yes, sir. All right.
What is nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word